check the broadcast. And thanks for watching Threats from Mirkwood, the company of the Whiskey Drinking Bear. I am your host, as always, your lore master, Garrett. You can find me on Twitter at Garrett Crow1, 2 R's, 2 T's, Crow with an E. Thank you for watching. With me, as always, is Mary. But Mary has got mouth food in her mouth. So let's go over to George.
Hello everyone, this is George, and I play Thror, a Prince of Erebor, on our latest journeys to Rohan.
And where can we find you?
I am unlisted.
Unlisted.
Not really, but it's probably best for what I do.
Okay. And for Mike?
I'm Mike. I play Ella Brimborn, the elf of Mirkwood, who is an emissary for the woodland elves to the free people of Middle Earth. And you can find me on Twitter at Padme's Lover.
Excellent. And Mary?
Hi, I'm Mary Kozlowski. I play Lorith, the Ranger. And you can find me anywhere that I am on the net. I'm under the name Aging Ophelia. So, and I want to remind you to leave a comment about the show. We will actually answer it, I promise.
Thank you very much. And let's go into the map. And who remembers where we left off in June?
Not me.
Not me tonight. I think that leaves Ella Brimborn.
All right, Mike. Where
Yeah,
do we
who?
leave off?
I don't have my notes, so I'm not quite positive what happened
So
last
I'll
time.
start us off with the chase after bandits. We were traveling down the river and met up with a group of traders who had been robbed.
All right.
And we were able to convince them that we were not bandits and that we would help them to recover their goods. So there ensued a journey of a bit of time to travel back up steps near the river, and we were I think we were come upon by riders of Rohan who chastised us for not meeting with the Lord of the Eastermet. And we then were able to speak to them and allow us to continue on our hunt for these bandits. And they, I think they provided us horses for refreshing the steeds that we had. And we pursued the bandits, whereupon we were able to have Lorith take out the Lord of the Bandits. I forgot his name, Rorgar or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were able to get the other bandits to lay down their weapons and return with us and the goods back to the folks by the river.
About half of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other half ran off, right?
Yeah, the half went off on their own way.
Yeah, half the bandits, you mean, ran off? Or?
But half decided to be new men.
Yeah.
Right.
And so those that decided to stay with us returned, and we were able to convince them to allow some of them to remain with that group to act as protectors and guards for the remainder of their journey to Gondor, while we then went off to we went to the kings, or we went to the Lord.
You went to Edoras. You went to the I forget the name, title for him, but the person you speak to on behalf of the king.
That's right. So, and that's where my memory's failing at this point.
Let me see.
Come on, Mary.
We spoke to him, and didn't we get another quest?
You did. You spoke to the Reeve.
Mm-hmm. The Reeve, and he gave us
A quest that there is a group that is eating horses as well as killing men up in the west.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. And so we went to search this out, and we found some of these people that were supposedly eating horses, and they don't. And they themselves, it's basically a case of propaganda being used against them by who?
Ophir. Ophir is one of the writers of Rohan, who was supposedly a bard who killed somebody who did a song that he thought was his own.
Right.
And now he is a writer of Rohan and on the warpath to kill out all of the Dunlendings.
Yeah, he's basically turned his whole Arid or whatever kind of into rogues that he uses like he wants and lords it over people. And yeah, he's against the Dunlendings, who actually weren't doing these terrible things. And let's see, we came into it. What about I'm thinking of the tree, the this, the that. So we basically have to kind of broker peace with these people. We had a clash with them, and did he get away or no? Okay, this is where my memory fails. I mean, I'm
You got to
we had a clash.
You followed the tracks in the snow of the creature.
Right.
That is responsible for all of this, to a path of the dead type of thing, going through the woods, where horrible dark voices come out tempting you and haunting you. And that's where you met up with the Dunlendings, who proved to be quite reasonable.
And we ran into the creature, and we
went into the creature, but then you ran into Ophir, the leader of it's the Dunlendings. It's like you found the creature and his masters, the Dunlendings. So let's kill the creature and the Dunlendings.
And we wouldn't let them do that.
Didn't have a chance to even stop him because the beast lunged out and decapitated Ophir. And then retreated back into his lair. And that is where we pick up.
Oh, that's right. We have to go into the lair.
You have enraged Ophir's group, and you have
We actually talked some of them down. They are. We're doing a team effort of going in after the beast now. Some of his group ran away, right?
Yep.
Some of them left, and the ones that are there are still brittle, but they're in a more peaceful mood. Yes?
They are more terrified than anything
Okay.
else.
And, yeah, but they're willing to work with us at this point.
Who's
the
more
Dunlendings.
willing to work with you are the Dunlendings led by Imhar.
Okay. So, do I get points for that?
Sure. Everybody for telling the story get a XP for that.
Awesome.
Okay. I accept that.
All right.
Now that I'm
So we pick up out here outside. You're the riders of Rohan. Here are you guys, and there is
refresh our memories
the Dunlendings.
about there was. Am I wrong in thinking there was some kind of weird lightning or something that happened?
No,
There
no
was
weird lightning.
there was no. I feel like I remember that there was some strange kind of
There were voices on the wind.
Okay, there were voices on the wind. There was no other weather element that happened.
Nope. You're in the snow. It still hasn't melted off yet.
Right.
Which is a little late concerning our timeline in the year, but oh well.
Yeah.
Well, I think the snow troll, the horse eater. I mean, what I have is he's got a misshapen head, and he speaks in whispers. Red eyes with yellow in them, long claws, white furred, hunched. Loves eating horses.
Yeah. So we had a bit of a plan, though.
What is your plan?
I don't know. Do you remember?
I do not remember you having a plan. I
remember
remember stopping it after the decapitation.
Oh. No. It wasn't right after. We were going to. We talked to them. We all realized that because some of his men ran off, and we all realized that we had to go in after this creature. So maybe what we need to do is have a contingency, a contingent. We don't have that many people. How many people do we have altogether?
You have Imhar and 3 Dunlendings, and you have 2 members of Ulfer's Ured.
Okay. Well,
I would probably recommend that we gather up some torches and light torches for everyone.
yeah.
So that way we have light going in, and hopefully that will cause the creature to back away from us.
Your fire
Give us
cooking skill, fine, no problem. You get enough kindling and get enough branches, and they're able to light it all up. That's no problem because of your ability.
And obviously we're going to leave the horses out there.
Yeah, the horses aren't going to want to go into there.
No, but we want to make them as comfortable and as safe as possible. So we'll look for a place that may keep them a little hidden should something come flying out of the cave, right?
Sure, make a hunting roll.
Okay, I'll do that. How many boxes do I have in hunting now? A lot. Okay, 3. That's not that much, but it's good. Alright. Okay, 10. That's not bad. 11, 13, 14, 15.
15, that is good enough. You find a branch a little bit closer to the edge of the, what is this place called? I should remember that.
The Grimgalad.
You find near the edge of the Grimgalad where the horses are a little bit calmer and the trees are able to support them to be attached to them.
Well, I would suggest that we space ourselves out a little bit, but not too much, and that some of our party goes ahead and someone brings up the rear with the other men in the middle, or one of the Dunlendings maybe up front with one of us. And also I would ask that, not to take the lead here, but I would ask that Ella Brimborn, you might, before we enter, you might, in a soft voice but strong, chant something strengthening and heartening to us. If you get my drift.
Okay.
So I have one other thing I was thinking we might do.
Cool.
What's the cavern entrance look like? Is it pretty large?
Large entrance into a mountain.
Yeah.
So
It is a cave.
How high?
It is about 15 feet high.
So I'm thinking we take and create a big, huge ball of wood and whatever we can set on fire, and roll that thing inside and try and barrel a path to the snow troll with it.
Wow, that's nice. We could I hate to undignify him, but he was pretty undignified already. We could use at least some of the outer clothes of any of the dead here, and that, on the outside, to help start it, fabric.
Maybe, yeah, just take some long poles and drive it down in towards the troll.
Mm-hmm. That's not a
And
bad idea.
what was there anybody wounded? Do we need to heal anyone before we go in?
The only person who was hurt was Ofer, who is lethally hurt by being decapitated.
Okay.
Well, I don't think we can get that corrected.
No, but we are in there's trees and stuff, so there should be enough dropped branches and stuff for us to collect up and make a something like that.
Yep.
So we'll send the men in to do that while we guard the.
The Dunlendings volunteer to go forward into there, and they report back that it's kind of a T-juncture where the cave goes north and south after you enter, where there's a wall not far from within there, and it spreads out going north and south.
So we might.
So maybe we don't light the ball until we catch sight of. Yeah. Okay. So we'll have them roll.
The Dunlendings because they've already set the fires.
We didn't ask them to. We asked them. They were supposed to go and gather stuff. Make it.
I thought you sent them in to go in.
No.
Okay.
No, to gather it.
All right. They gathered it, and they gathered info for you.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm happy to go with them to start leading this ball forward. And fellow Bremborn, do you want to regale us with your song of inspiration?
Sure, I'll try to. I will. This reminds me of when Thror and I were up in the northern mountains, and we had to fight the Karagor, and actually, as we were retreating, we had to use fire to cover our exit, and that's when Lorith actually came to kind of save us, and we started heading down the Anduin River together. So, vicious, swift, dwarfing the warg.
You don't know the information of inside of the cave.
It's me. Sorry, Garrett I was asking him a side question.
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Vicious, swift, dwarfing the warg, aggressive, relentless, more lion than dog, insatiable hunger, always seeking a meal. Teeth that cut through tenfold steel. In the darkness, the corruptor began the naming, a spiked horror for Morgoth's children taming, hunting all prey to pounce and knock it, rending limbs from joint and socket. If you survive the conditions dire, your departure will be fleet with tongues of fire.
Nice.
So it's what I suggest.
We'll give them 2 battle dice that can be used by the Dunlendings.
And what's his faces?
And men of Rohan. If you want to make battle rolls for fighting outside, if the battle retreats from the cave to the outside, you can do that, but once you're in the cave, the battle rolls won't help you, because you don't have room to
I'll make one
scout
for the
this.
outside just in case, right? So.
Yep,
Also,
same here.
Once we get in and we're at the juncture, I want to make another hunting roll to see. I'm sure the whole thing stinks of this creature, but I want to see which part of this juncture. I'll go a little way each to see which is fresher before we light the thing, so that we have a better chance of, rolling it down the right path.
Mm-hmm.
15, 18, 20.
Any Tengus?
No.
So you get a battle roll, which can be used for outside. Anybody else want to make an outdoor battle roll?
Yeah, I got a 27 with 1 Tengu.
Nice.
That's 2 of those. I think you guys have gotten to a level in the game that Francesco did not anticipate players getting to.
Well, maybe that's because you threw so much crap at us, and I don't know when. I don't know about their first year or two, but in the first year that I was there, yeah. And the last year,
I threw that stuff because I knew you could handle it.
I'm breaking the rules here, so I got a 13.
13. You were more focused on the song that you did. That you did not focus on the area. There you go. All right. Who's going inside first?
I will.
I will follow the Dunlings with the ball so I can light it for them.
Lorith goes in.
When we get to the juncture, before we do it, I'm going to make the roll. So, just in case. I mean, if anybody else wants to make a hunting roll too, you can. We'll compare, but I'm a hunter, so I'm going to do that.
The Dunlendings go in. The Imhar is standing at your side, Lorith. Looking quite rugged and smelling of dead deer in the forest around here.
Are you trying to turn me on?
No. But you might have found a brethren.
A brethren?
A Rohan.
We want to
brethren in spirit.
Yeah.
go north or go south.
You want,
Let me roll, and then I'll ask him what he thinks. Oh, this is not going beautifully.
Ella Brimborn has
Okay. That is 10, 11 with the Tengu.
you think going south?
What say you, Imrahar? South? Should we send the fireball south? You've dealt with this creature's paths, crossing your path before.
I just have to go with a Dunlending. Dunlending quote. This is a survival roll. He gets 3 dice for this. Four plus 6 is 10, 11, so 13. He agrees with you.
The south path from the juncture. That's where we should send the fireball down. And we of course have some water in case it catches, but it's a cave, so it's probably not gonna. There's probably not that much oxygen, and hopefully nothing, no other vapors that might explode into a giant conflagration.
I would probably say let's light it upon sight of him.
Oh, okay. I thought we were like rolling it through the path to like light a path and cause terror or whatever. I get it.
Yeah, I was thinking that if we can like line it up and just shove it right down at him as we come up, we can come upon him. But if
the stench of death is very horrible from where you're at down here, just completely fills your nostrils. The sense of rotted horse, and as well as rotten humans, but corpses. But you do not see anything down here at the bottom of the south end of the cave.
There's no. What about an opening?
It continues or loops around to the northeast.
Okay. So we might as well go back the other way then, and see if it's looped around instead of following it.
The men of Rohan or Ulfr's people say, "Whoa, that puts us in the lead. We don't want to go first."
There's not room for us to get ahead of them.
why don't I take the ball?
You have to go back out. It's not that big of a cave. You can walk 2 across, but you're already filling the cave with how many of you there are.
Okay. All right.
The men of Rohan back out of the cave. Lorith can lead the way into here. The men of the Dunlendings Go there. Thror tackles one of the men of the Dunlendings.
What?
He put him right on top of him.
Okay.
Do you want Ella Brimborn to sneak around the back side here and just keep going that same way?
No, I wouldn't say we should split the party yet. Let's
Stick the creature in the back, then it turns towards me, and then you guys can rush in towards it.
well, if we go around the north side and can basically light and push it down. Is the cave flat or is it like sloping in any way?
It slopes going down toward the south part of the map. It slopes downward and goes a little bit upward toward the north.
Okay. So yeah, let's roll it up the hill to the north, and then maybe on the far side of this turn it'll go down again, and we can push it down that way.
Okay.
So, okay.
I just don't want this creature to escape. That's why I was offering to go all alone to cut off its retreat.
Or maybe the riders of Rohan we hold back there. It's your call.
The riders are not going to go alone. They saw their valiant leader decapitated by this beast. They're not going alone to do this.
No, we were thinking they may stay at the entrance so he doesn't escape.
They can live with this.
It's up to you, Ella Brimborn. You can go that way, or it's your call. But I'll take the two of the Dunlingans and start heading north.
And what protection did we get from it, Ella Brimborn's?
With Ella Brimborn, you get I'll give you a bonus battle die for the first round of combat. Imhar goes forward with you with the Dunlending. Two of the Dunlendings are told by Imhar to stay back in case the creature doubles back on you. Lorith, do you stay by the entrance or do you go forward?
No, I go forward.
You go forward.
Yes.
Ella Brimborn, what do you do?
I'm just going to follow the party. I have a arrow already with the feathers touching my cheek.
I have my spear ready.
Knocked, ready to go.
Well, maybe not my spear, my sword. My spear's, on at the ready, but I have my sword out.
Is the dynamic lighting working for you, George?
No, it's not.
I'm sorry.
It was working. It was working for me.
There it goes. Starting to go now.
With dynamic lighting, if you pulled that curtain out on that side back, we'd have more light.
So I call the Dunling forward with the ball, and if we catch sight of the troll, I want him to light it, and we'll push it down. That's our preparedness for being ready.
You hear the growling and the snapping of horse meat as you getting closer to this creature. If you don't see it, it is very close to where you are.
I see it, and I wave the Dunling forward, and we light the ball and shove it down towards the troll.
And the troll responds by running the other direction.
Right? Do I get a chance to shoot anything at him?
You can take a shot at him.
Is the floor?
A 16 total.
And I'm gonna run back the other way after I shove that, and I tell the Dunlingen to keep pushing that ball of fire that way, and I'm gonna go the other way with the other Dunlingans.
Let's see, 12 plus 6 is 18. What did you get, Mike?
16.
16.
16 does not hit.
Did you use your extra battle die?
No.
Use the battle die.
All right.
You inspired yourself.
Maybe just roll the 1d6 and I'll add it on there maybe. That's a 17.
That's a good
Missed
point of
by
hope.
1.
Yeah.
You want to spend a point of hope to hit him?
No, because I didn't make it a called shot or anything like that.
Okay. So you did.
It's all right.
You hit the walls of the cave, and the troll starts taking off. As you start pushing in, Imhar will also make an attack on this round, and Lorith can also make a. Lorith,
How far away is
you're penned in. You don't have a view of the troll because there's a stalagmite that's in your way, keeping you.
And I'm shouting at you to run the other way. He's headed down the other side.
Yeah, I yell to all the people at the foot. He's running away from us.
Okay. He gets 2.
Can I pursue?
You can as soon as Imhar takes his turn.
Sure.
Imhar throws his spear. He gets a Gandalf.
Sweet.
Nice.
So let's make that's a pierce. That's a injury he's got to roll. Let's see. He's got armor of 3 dice. And this is against the spear, which has an injury of 14. 1, 7, 10. He's got a wound.
Nice.
And that will also take, let's see, add his attribute 5 to his spear damage of 5 for 10 points of damage.
Well,
I shot Imhar.
oh.
Okay. And the troll runs off down that way.
And I.
Now we're in initiative, so declare your stances.
Forward.
Forward.
I'm going to go defensive still.
Defensive.
Celebrimbor will go rearward.
Okay. Lorith, that brings you up to first. What do you do?
I pursue it and hack on it if I can.
You push past Imhar and run down the sloping cave. Make an athletics test to go through this because you're going over crunch bone and stuff that's acting like running on marbles.
I understand. Remember, I've been in a barrel with a barrel weight. Okay. 16 with the Tengu.
You are able to keep up to it. You get to it. You can attack.
Alright. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. That's nice. I got a. I've got edge because I got a 10 on my action die.
Ooh.
And a Tengu. Up to 18. 20. 22. Come on, another Tengu. 26 with 1 Tengu.
He got a 13 on his injury roll. What's did he need to make since you got edge?
18.
18? How do you want to do this?
I decapitate him with a backward tit for tat, baby.
Short work of a snow troll.
It's always worth it putting more of your...
Good luck, the good rolls of Imhar and Lorith. The troll tumbles down, and a street, because this is on a incline, the blood pours from his head down the area and begins puddling at the bottom. And the Dudlandings see this and begin to panic, thinking that one of you has been destroyed by the snow troll.
And I call out,
Hi.
he's done for!
I shout at them and say He's been slain. The troll is slain. Dead.
I will go in and make sure that the poor horse that was being eaten is actually dead and not.
It's very dead.
Okay.
It
just
was
making sure.
It was dragged from a farmstead after having its neck broken.
Okay.
All right. So are you gonna do anything with the snow troll, or just leave it to rot?
Don't we have to bring some proof of the creature? We're gonna take the head.
I'll take his fur.
Yeah, I'll definitely take some hide from him too.
Do you want a claw? A tooth? We'll take his head as proof that this is the thing that was eating the horses, and we'll leave the horse meat shredded in its teeth.
Imher will take a claw. Imher looks at you and says,
I'll take a back foot because they're lucky.
You have what it takes to be a Dunlending. Have you considered living out here with my people?
No, but perhaps when my other obligations are done, I will consider that. I thank you for your compliment.
Are you from the east?
I am from the west. I am crossed into Rohirrim territory following this creature.
You are from the west. And Lorith is from the west, right?
Yes.
Alright, just checking on that proper.
Uh-oh. I know where you're going with that. No. Remember, though we're not saying it out loud in front of them, I'm one of the Dunedain, and that means man of the West.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright. Well,
Elbrimorn will look. I'm gonna look through the rest of the lair and see if there's anything else.
Yeah, we should probably make sure that there's not some baby or mate.
Those are all better ideas than I had. Okay. No, there is.
That's what I figured. I figured this was just a baby, and it was actually a bigger one. That's what I kind of thought.
There is treasure.
Okay.
There is worth. Let me see here. The hoard. The snow troll's hoard is worth 250 treasure. Everybody, roll a 12-sided die twice, and let me know if you get a Gandalf sign or a Sauron sign.
No, I got a 1 and a 5.
Okay. No, you don't find a magic item.
no. No magic for
A
me.
magic or a cursed item is what you're saying.
That is correct.
A 3 and a 5.
I got an 8 and a 5.
Well, we should, by rights, make sure that this is divided between our helpers. For the most part, yes.
Make a wisdom roll for me.
Okay. Some of it might belong to somebody else, right? Or the king is what you think. Okay. So it's the action dice and that many?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's nice. I got a Gandalf. And holy crap.
Okay, that is an epic success with 3 6s.
Wow.
And a Gandalf.
Wow.
You remember immediately about the Reeve saying that treasure found in the realm goes to the king's coffers.
Okay, so it all has to come back. It all has to come back, and I say that, and I'm
Ulfr
sure.
looks at you and says, not Ulfr.
Yeah.
Imhar looks at you and says, "But I am not a subject of the king, and I did my part in slaying the beast. Do I not deserve a part of this loot?"
You do,
I think you do.
but on our honor, we must take it back to the king, and if he not deal well with us with the treasure, then I will reward your men myself.
Then I will come with you to Edoras, and I will see that you're this king of yours, and I will see that I get my share of the treasure.
I think it would be good for you to meet the king. They too long have these rumors of the Dunlandings circulated. Perhaps we can make the way easier between your peoples. After all, you did help slay this, and
I would say that we'll have Imhar and his men present the treasure actually to the king.
That's a good idea.
Say we should do it together as a group, because this shows that we are the people of Middle Earth working together as one.
Yeah, that's true.
Suddenly
But
another
we'll
pulls up next to you. It is Leora, the other third party that was sent in to find this beast. And
Greetings, Leora.
And she doesn't pay any attention to the treasure outside. She doesn't pay any attention to the severed head of the beast. She cuts down and picks up the severed head of Ophir. And a big smile comes on her face. It says, "Which ones of you did this?"
I hold up the head. He did.
Well, then I don't believe that I would give myself in marriage to that beast.
Ella Brimborn, what are you saying, Laura?
Stop!
My
Laura
brother
hits-
was the
He hits Lorith with an elbow.
My brother was the minstrel performing in Edris, who was killed by Ulfr. I've been trying to get my revenge on Ulfr ever since.
Well, your revenge has been gone without you.
Laura, are you from the east or the west?
I am from the southwest, from Edris.
Interesting.
You guys are pushing it so hard to get that marriage.
I think anyone who steals, yes, I totally agree, Leora. Anyone who steals the copyright rights of anyone's song must be destroyed.
Even if it is your own brother?
Well, your brother didn't steal the song,
My brother is the one accused of stealing the song.
but did your brother? I don't think your brother did steal the song.
I do not know whether this is true or not. All I know is he did not deserve to die by Ulfr's hand.
Yeah, us musicians, we know these kind of things. Definitely Ophir's the bad guy. I can tell from his character, he didn't have quality, ma'am, like you do. I can pretty much tell that Ophir was the thief and the thug. You can rest assured that your brother was the noble person.
Thank you very much, Elf. I will be able to rest easy tonight knowing that Ophir is not drinking and telling the story how he killed my brother in some tavern.
Would you please, should you hear them, would you please make effort to quell the stories that the Dunlandings have harassed this land and eaten the horses and stolen them? It was this creature who they were pursuing because he preyed upon them as well. Perhaps if we can put these terrible rumors to rest, there'll be a little bit more peace in this part of Middle-earth.
I will do my part, Leora says.
Are you a bard like your brother?
I am not. I am a writer and a hunter.
Fair enough. But I've heard that the writers here sing very well.
I don't know. Haven't sung since I was a little girl.
Ah, well. If you ride with us to help present this to the king, I'm sure that Ella Brimborn here will teach you your notes.
We can put your poetry to music, my lady.
I would like that, she says. However, as you take the ride back, she spends most of the time talking to Imhir, who she is seeming to taking a liking to.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. He's not really my type. He's too
Bridesmaid,
much of a
never
villain.
the Ymir.
Huh?
Always the bridesmaid, never the Ymir.
been a maid of honor 3 times.
Yeah.
I hate weddings.
So you return to the Reeve at Edoras, and Imhir says, "I am Imhir of the Dunlendings, and the beasts that you have sent these people to slay, I have helped slay. And I ask for a proportion of the reward, if a reward is to be given, so that I can take it back to my people."
And I hold up the head and say, these people have been unfairly slandered by Ophar's people who hunted them and were about to try and kill them outright, even though they saw the beast when the beast took them. They knew the truth of it, and yet they were going to perpetuate terrible divisiveness. But this creature, he was the one.
What is this creature? I've never seen anything like this before.
It's a troll, seems to be a snow troll, I would say, from where it lay. It had a cave lair, and it had many other people and horses that it had slain and eaten, thus this treasure that it took off of its victims. And the place where it harbored, should I say the place where it that was its base has a strange quality. There are voices on the wind there. It's not a place.
Did you
of
go
goodness.
to the paths of the dead?
We went to the Grimgalad.
I've heard horrible things about that place.
Well, I can confirm them. It's not a good area. You hear
And we're in.
Tell him. Sorry.
Go ahead.
And we're in Edoras? Is that where we returned to?
Yep, you return to Edoras.
And the Reeve.
Okay.
Or the King.
The king, the Reeve of the King.
Okay. So yeah, there are voices on the wind that coerce you and seem to insinuate themselves into your thoughts, urging you to do bad things. Of course, a creature like this would prey on others anyway, but perhaps it was maddened the more by that. It is a beast of sorts, but it was particularly foul.
From all the horrible deeds that I have heard from the homesteads in that area, I believe you, and that is why I sent you out to there. So I have decided that each of you shall have 30 treasure. And he turns to Imhir and says, "You shall have 20 treasure." And he says, "Thank you, my lord."
And we would request that you ensure the safety of these Dunlendings while they are here in Edoras, for they have acted nobly and bravely in defeating this.
I shall bring word of their deeds to the king, and the king's, I believe it will be the king's word that they shall be cared for.
Good.
Very good.
I will. I believe you made a miscalculation, my Reeve. I know that you, like men, sometimes speak hastily. I think you said that Imhar was supposed to get 20 treasure.
Yes, 20
and
treasure.
and me 30. I believe you meant to say that I was Elbrimorn was supposed to get 20, and Imher was supposed to get 30.
If you want to balance the books, then you may do so.
That's what I wish to do. For it was Imher's spear who fatally wounded the creature. My arrow missed the creature.
And who was it who brought down this mighty creature? And he turns to Thror.
Lorith did.
Not us. Our ranger here is of quite the strength of weaponry today.
Lorith the Balrog Slayer.
I'm lucky to have slain a few trolls in my time, so I knew where the best cut was. The
Word
blood
of your deeds shall be brought to the king. If please stay in Edris as our guests. We will provide you with room at the inn to stay.
Thank you, my lord.
I believe the king may have future use for you.
If we can be of service, we certainly shall do so.
Yeah. And this is where you guys get to take a fellowship phase.
Okay. Can you, before we start the fellowship, can you recap what our mission is at this point, other than returning for Grimbald's
Your
request?
mission is Rohan is about to be torn apart under the fighting of the second and third captains of King Thengel, and you are to help King Thengel secure the throne and secure Rohan in spite of the infighting.
Which hopefully we've made a little inroad into by having some of these people realize that they were, casting aspersions on people they shouldn't, and hopefully that will start a chain reaction.
Well, that's not one thing. The problem
I know,
with the
I know.
infighting is it's Rohirrim versus Rohirrim.
Yeah, I know.
It's civil war.
Yeah, I understand. But once people realize they've been assholes in one area, sometimes they can be brought to not be assholes in another area easily.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that enough of my do-gooding. If we're going to have a fellowship phase, I need some wine.
Yep. Let's start with Ella Brimborn. Ella Brimborn, what do you do with your fellowship? What do you raise any skills or any attributes, or are you happy with that, or are you going to use any downtime activities?
I don't think I'm gonna raise anything, but if I have time, I was gonna go back to the area of the high elves and work with the elven smiths in Rivendell.
You will not have time.
Okay.
The
Then
next adventure will be within like a month.
okay. Then I will just work on composing the Rhyme of the Lore of the Snow Troll, which I am currently actually working on.
Very cool.
But other than that, I don't think I'll do anything else.
East of the forest. Let's see what information you gather. Orcs have been... You get news from Mirkwood that orcs have recaptured Dol Guldur, which was previously inhabited only by the ring wraiths and the spirits of the dead. Orcs, wargs, and vampires have been drawn to Dol Guldur this year. Many have left their lairs in the mountains of Mirkwood and travel south. They skirt around the spider-haunted lands in the heart of Mirkwood and enter the woodman settlements in the western eaves and along the Dusky River. and the river maidens help the woodsmen where they can. But their eldest sister intervenes and tells them to flee and hide rather than to stand and fight. So the woodsmen are scared right now as all these monsters are on parade through them.
I can understand that.
Okay, so I'm ready. So, in the White Mountains dwelled the snow troll, horse eater, red eyes and fangs that are eager, long claws, white-furred and hunched, horse's favorite meal that it munched. Speaks in whispers from its misshapen head. Now, under Lorith's wrath, this creature is dead.
Nice.
I got a mention. Nice.
Proud that you tell this song at the, where is it called? At Sapa's house, which is the name of the major inn in Edoras. And people, more than one person tells you that if you keep writing like that, you'll be invited to perform for the king.
I will do my best.
A couple of drunken locals tell you that they are disappointed that there isn't enough mention of the glorification of horses in your works. And if you're going to tell songs in Edoras, you better start doing that.
Oh, it's not a problem. If I can get out of here, I sing them. I I just tell them, well, they're just not familiar with my, my other rhymes of lore. So this is the rhyme of lore, the dapple-grayed mare. The horse lords dare to ride the dapple-grayed mare. Her flanks are a sight that mimic the dark night. The stars on her thighs are brilliant to the eyes. All stallions pledge their love to the horse mother above, for if you ever met her, you would never forget her. There's some horse porn for you guys.
Make a song roll.
All right. Do 17.
You are
Trying to figure out.
Probably one of the most favorite elves ever to have visited Edoras.
Nice.
You are recognized everywhere, and people buy you drinks every time that you come into the main hall.
But
Perfect.
I'm going to make a song roll, and I'm going to sing a song about horses.
Okay.
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
So my song is... Here's something you may not know about an elf. Right there. And I go on, and now I say...
And then they go...
I'm not done, I'm not done.
Okay.
And Ella Brimborn says, my people rode from the eastern lands, masses of legs, chaos and elven hands, past evil Ares upon cliff top, tireless, always forward, never stop, through open plains as the wind bellowed, in days of autumn as the grasses yellowed, rushed forth 100 score strong, filled with passion of elven song, riding their horses for Thranduil our king, good-hearted warriors who love to sing, bit and bridle to guide our course, the elegance upon riding a horse.
Now, that's
elf,
good.
Elf!
Wait!
Elf.
I have one. It's about the elf. Ella Brimborn's rarely coarse, except when he rides his horse. He likes to make sure he gets behind the nag. I won't brag, but his work is fine.
And then they laugh and go, Troll Slayer! Troll Slayer!
Then Ella Brimborn says, Kilde Rocco, the horse mother above, sends down her love. Your suffering she will aid with a brush of her tail braid. You will fret no longer, my friend. Your pain, Elebrimborn, will end.
Elf!
This is-
Elf!
And I rolled a 10 again, and I say, I sing the song of the whiskey drinking bear.
Make a song roll.
There you go.
I did.
You got a 10?
I got a 10.
The
The other one was
keep
close.
on, keep killing trolls. Anything else, Elebrimborn, for your fellowship phase?
Uh,
Sorry.
nope, that's it. He's got another horse song if you want it.
No, we're good.
Okay.
There'll be another ample time to share it while you're in Rohan. Lorith, we'll go with your, since you're participated in, let's go with your fellowship phase. You spending any of your points?
What points?
You add up all your skill points, and you have those to spend to boost your skills. You also... oh yeah, everybody gets 9 XP for that adventure.
Oh,
Okay.
well, that changes things.
I have 13 points.
You want to raise anything?
I can't use those to raise weapon skills, right? So,
Nope.
Um,
You just use XP for that.
yeah, I think that I would like to raise athletics and or courtesy. Probably not enough for both. My athletics is already at 3.
Your courtesy is at 3.
No, my athletics is at 3. My courtesy is at 1. Athletics first.
Athletics from 1 to 2 costs 8 XP, 8 skill points.
Oh, okay. So I can't raise athletics with 13 points. Is
No.
what you're saying. Okay.
3
then-
to 4 is 16 points.
Okay. Yeah, I banked them last time, but I think I will raise courtesy anyway, because I've only got 1 box in it. I've also only got 1 box in song, but clearly I'm not the person that needs to have the song, so that gives me 5 points, right? Left. You said it's 8 points?
8
Raise
points.
from 1 to 2?
Yep.
Okay. And I don't know how many XP I have.
You get 1 for every session you've attended, and 1 for every entry you've entered into Obsidian Portal.
Yeah, I don't know how many.
And if I give you bonus ones
'Cause I
for
had
adventures.
I had some written, but it got kind of messed up. I think I spent most of them. I probably have a couple left.
And you just got 9 from this adventure.
I did?
Yeah,
Ooh.
I just said that.
So okay, so I could raise a weapon skill.
To go from what to what?
Well, it's either I'm not really interested in raising the dagger right now. It's either from 3 to 4 or from 5 to 6. So
3 to 4 is 10. 5 to 6 is 25.
okay, so no. So you know what? I'm just gonna bank them. So I have. You're saying I have 10 because I got 9 from this and 1 from the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know how many else I had there. I'll never know. It got messed up.
Mm.
So, but I did have, like, I raised valor and wisdom and stuff not that long, it successively, so, and got up to, so maybe I did get to use some before it got messed up. I don't know. Okay. Good enough.
Yep. Do you want to do any of your fellowship tasks
What are fellowship tasks that I need.
You can, well, you can't open a new sanctuary because everybody would have to do that to
Right.
make address that. You can raise your standard of living to be seen as a hero. You can gain a new distinctive feature. You can heal corruption.
Heal corruption.
Heal corruption. Get rid of shadow.
Oh.
You do this by attempting a craft or song roll
Yeah, I do
with
have
a
one point of shadow.
TN14. On a success, you reduce your score by 2 points.
Okay. I will do that. I'm trying to erase this shit so I can. Okay. I craft or song. Well, my craft is weapon repair. So perhaps, and I've got the Numenorian arrows, you know, I don't even know what that is. Maybe I could, no, the quiver's already good. Maybe I can, make the point of my sword even sharper, like super slicing sharp, ridiculously slicing sharp.
Sure, you can.
You know.
It just won't affect the stats for it.
No, that's fine, but you know this down so that you know, and then I'll be like, you know.
Sure. We
'Cause
can
it's
make a craft roll.
Okay. You said 14,
14.
and I can't use any like momentum or anything.
You can use hope.
I only have 11 hope as it is. I'm just gonna try this straight up.
All right.
It's not the most encouraging. It's really not the most encouraging, and now it's too late for me to use the point of hope, right? Yeah. Oh no, I got 7.
Nope. You luckily do not mess up your sword, but it is. You have to do repairing of the damage you did to it, and that adds stress to you, which keeps you from recovering
From the shadow.
shadow. Yes.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do on your fellowship base?
Yeah, I want to encourage this little cross-cultural romance between what's her face and what's his face.
Sure. How are you going to do that?
I will. Are they anywhere near together right now, or
They are seeing a lot of each other together. Yes.
yeah.
They're riding out and hunting together, and
like at this night when we're all blah blah blahing together, I will go and get some wine and or mead, probably it is, right, and bring a cup to each of them, and I will drink a toast with them and say, to friendship that knows no borders.
To no borders, Ymir says. No borders, Leonora says, and smiles at Ymir.
And I say, it was good to meet the two of you. And
It was good to meet you, Alorth. Without you, I might not have gotten out of the Snow Troll's cave alive.
well, without you, I don't think we would have gotten there and gotten through to it. You were brave, and you held your people together under the force of many minds against you. And that's not easy to do.
No, but my people are hungry to get back to their families.
I meant to say, I wanted to, and I pull out 10 treasure. This is my payment to your village for the damage this creature. To help prepare.
You
some
really
of the
don't
damage.
need to do this, Lorith.
No,
your blade paid it well.
I don't live the kind of life where I can make much use of this. I don't need standing, and I don't need fine clothes or dwellings. I move about. I have no fixed place. But the people in your village have taken great hurt from this creature
And I will
with
give
no
this,
help from them.
I will give this to the widows and to the farmers that are rebuilding.
Please do. I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I pass away. Hopefully, her seeing him being this blah 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 can only help. Okay. I did my part. Now it's up to them.
Yep. Thror, what do you do with your fellowship phase?
So Thror, is Grimbold around, or is Grimbold?
Grimbald is around. He's visiting family in Aldburg.
Okay. So I'll say that I'm going to visit the Smiths in town. I'm going to visit with the saddle makers, and basically I'm looking to make a new saddle for myself that's more befitting of a dwarf, so that I can learn to ride better and increase my athletics. So I'm spending time doing that activity. I would also like to craft a belt out of the troll hide, snow troll hide for Mare, and use one of the claws or teeth as embellishment on the belt. And then also a pair of mittens or gloves for my son. And so I'm doing that, and all the while I am actually searching for answers. I'm trying to find out more about the lieutenants and what is potentially at the root of the infighting, and possibly more information around this proverb of marriage between the East and West.
Sure. Make a craft roll.
Okay, so craft roll. Good. So 8, 12, 17, 21, and 1 Tengu.
21 and 1 Tango. You successfully craft what you set out to make, the saddle and the belt and the mittens. What you find out while talking to the craftsmen while working is that they believe that, unfortunately, the problem with the lieutenants stems back to the old King Thengel and his relationship with his son Thengel, the new king. Thengel disliked his father Thengel, of how he was corrupt and a drunkard, and went into exile into Gondor. And if he had stayed, he would have been made the second lieutenant of Rohan, and none of this would have happened, for Thengel would have been smarter and not fallen for the tricks of Thengel to try to breed competition between the two lieutenants. Instead, Eogar became the second lieutenant, and young Senric became the third lieutenant, and there became a constant competition. Senric was making a lot of money by trading horses and cattle to Gondor, so he became very wealthy. And Eogar brought a lot of treasure from raiding the Dunderlings. So it became a competition of who could provide the best treasure to Fango, and Fango kept encouraging this behavior to get them at each other's throats, fighting for the love of Fango.
And meanwhile, creating bad blood between them and the Dunlendings.
And as that happened, their men caught on to this and began fighting amongst themselves, and it became Romeo and Juliet style things of a Easterment person under Cendric's control would fall in love with the woman who was in the Westerment and would try to have a relationship with her, and then the Easterment guy would get beat to death by the Westerment guys for daring to have a relationship with a woman from the West. And so from there, were-guilds would become due, where the equivalent of 30 treasure would be owed to the family of the deceased by the killer. And were-guilds would go where the lieutenants would refuse to pay the were-guilds to the families, and so the other lieutenants would keep a tally of were-guilds owed, horses owed that were slain, and so now they've got a huge tally against each other that needs to be paid off before they'll even talk to each other, because there's so much in each other's debt as far as they see.
Okay. So, did I find out anything more about a specific man and woman?
Not from what you hear from the craftsmen. It's just on both sides it happened where people were in relationships with people from the wrong side of the river and got run down by the other side.
Okay.
Then there's the were-guild issue complicated things.
Okay, very good. And of the were-guilds that are in play, is there a solution for that or no?
The king does not have a solution to that. From what you have heard, the King Thengel does not want to pounce down on the lieutenants to force them to work things out and show them how to work things out, because that would make them look weak and make them feel cowed, and he knows that the Rohirrim respect the lieutenants because of their strength, and he doesn't want them to lose face in the face of the all their men by being cowed by the king.
Okay. All right. Very good.
So you're going to learn a little bit better like writing from the masters, so that you'll have an easier time writing. Is that it?
Yes, I've gotten. I'm kind of like the jockey of Rohan.
Try to raise your athletics. That's what writing is off of.
That's what I did. I raised my athletics.
Raised your athletics. So you spend plenty of time going through the fields down here in your Edoras with the Riders of Rohan, being part of the epic group that slayed the Snow Troll. They have no problem showing you how to ride and improving your skills.
Very good. So I'm the jockey of Rohan.
Jockey of Rohan. Alright. Everybody good with their fellowship phase?
You take this.
I guess the only other thing I try to, I guess if Elebrimborn is basically hanging out and drinking with all the people in the Rohirrim, is there any way he can increase his standing with them, or
you can
anything like that?
You
or
could have taken the fellowship phase raised standing.
Right? Can I do that?
You can do that. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
And how many? I have 27 skill points.
Wow.
I probably could raise something.
Yes, you can.
Right?
You can raise plenty of things.
Or at least two.
Yeah, so to
What
go
does it
from
take to go from 3 to 4 or 4 to 5?
3 to 4 is 16.
Yes.
Unless it's favored, it's 12.
And then 4 to 5 is 20.
I could take my song up to 5.
Wow.
I really want to go over the top here. It's either athletics or song.
Or athletics again. Remember, it's riding, so you're in a place to do that.
Do song.
Yep.
So I'll go up, just because that's pretty much what I'm doing right now anyway.
Makes sense.
Sing with everybody. Do I need to come up with like treasure or anything to increase standings or anything like that, or not really? It's just a fellowship race.
That is with spending money to do that. Let me pull that up. Raise standing. The more adventurous members of most cultures indulge in the tradition of gift-giving or public spending as a demonstration of their worth, affluence, and loyalty to their culture. What do you want to raise your standing to? You are at 0 right now in Rohan.
+1, I guess.
+1 is 12 treasure.
All right, what's 2? What's a 2?
24 treasure.
All right, that's what we're doing. +2.
So you are seen as everybody as you are giving lavish gift. What kind of gifts are you giving to everybody?
The gift.
I'm buying rounds and buying people food and I don't know. I guess. Really, I fell in love with this this maid that's making riding boots, you know, and I just keep going back to talk to her, and I buy like a pair of boots from her every day, and then I just give them away to people at the, you know, when I go out to the pub at night. But it's like an excuse to go talk to her.
We knew you couldn't be true to that elf wench in the forest.
What is the name of the bootmaker?
Meredith.
Really?
Okay.
No one. I don't know that anyone knows what my business is. It's just between me and the lore master.
Oh, I forgot. I had some horseshoes from Sunsteed from our trading post that I had our folks learn to make, and when I'm speaking with the stablemen who I'm learning to ride the horses with, etc., I show them the horseshoes and let them try them on one of their horses so that they can look towards trading with our Sunsteed trading post for more.
They're impressed with them, but not enough to say that they are as good as anything from Rohan, because that would be they'd be hung for that.
Okay. All right. Well, I you know, obviously I train the men in Sunsteed with my dwarven skills. So, anywho, if they're open to trade for some of those, then that's something I would look to try and.
Secretly, some people come to you wanting to initiate trade, but it's being kept very quiet because all businesses related to horses that aren't done in Rohan are not worth even mentioning.
They're looked down upon.
Would hurt their standing.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'll see if Meredith can actually make, because I took some of the snow troll's hide too, and I'll see if she can make boots for my elven girlfriend for me back in Mirkwood.
Sure, she does so.
With some of that, and then I don't know if I have enough if she's interested in it, for herself or anything like that. But
There's a little bit for herself that she can use.
yeah, it just the some of the good qualities of like Lorith and Thror rub off on Ella Brimborn every once in a while.
So she makes boots for Sermier. All right.
Do I have standing in Rohan?
You did not use your downtime to raise your standing.
No, but do I have some natural standing from being the troll killer?
I'll say that you have a standing of 1.
Yeah.
People will call you out on the street and go, "Hey, troll killer" and stuff, but it's not people are putting you up and treating you like a king or anything.
That's good. And I always, bow to them and smile.
And Imhar's,
You're gonna have to do one off of Man-Eater there, Ella Brimborn.
She's a man.
She's a troll eater.
She's a troll eater, troll beater. She comes. Look out, Lorith. I add Imhar's spear with Lorith's sword also to the slaying of the troll when I realize that Lorith is trying to hook her up with Lenora kind of thing. If I see that going on, I start adding him to the story to make it a permanent thing. And and anyone asks me about him, I say that he's a Dunling.
At the end of the fellowship phase, Lenora goes to ride off with Imhir to go to his village to be with him.
Nice.
Wow.
I give Lorith the finger guns.
What?
Finger guns.
Finger guns. That we did it.
Yeah.
You did it.
A messenger from Medusa comes down to you at the Sepa's house and delivers you invitations to have lunch with King Thengel and his wife.
The meat is on the board, huh? Alright. We'll have to clean up nice.
I'll have to bathe.
Yes. I'll
Let's do the
put
cleaning
my hair-
montage. We'll start with Lorith. What is your cleaning montage part?
What?
It's the cleaning montage. What is your part of the cleaning montage?
Well, I bathe and wash my hair, and I normally I just put it behind my ears. I've got it sort of a short, like a blunt cut. Like Prince Valiant cut. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But now I will ask one of the Rohirrim maids, if there's any about, or one of the kids that's about, to help me put a few little braids in the side so it looks a little nicer.
Make a
So
courtesy roll.
Okay. Oh yeah, I raised it. Yay! That's good. It comes in handy. Alright. 14. 17 with the Tengu.
Maid is more than happy to help you out.
Thank you. And I put on my finest tunic. I wear my sword at my side in a sort of ceremonial thing, just so that it, but they can set it out if they need it be, and make sure that all the crustiness is out of the corners of my eyes, and brush my eyebrows, up so they're not so, or smooth so they're not so bushy, and make sure my breath is clean and all that, and clean my boots and shine them, and everything is shiny and fresh, brushed, neat, washed, clean, dried, blah 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 blah, and geez, I wish I could make a gift. But I don't have anything that I can really make a gift out of.
Yep.
Okay.
Take a fang or something or a tooth out of the skull of the snow troll.
Well, we've already given it away, so I can't really do that. But maybe I didn't claim one, so I won't go there.
Okay. So, Thror, what are you doing to get ready?
Oh, I have them draw up a bath for me, and I scrub and bathe as best that I can.
Throw violets in the water.
I braid my beard into a long tail, like a ponytail, off my chin, and I pull out one of my elven robes that I would use for part of my ambassadorship, and I am going to sling the belt that I made for Mare over my shoulder and across my chest.
Okay. Elebrimborn, how are you getting ready?
The traditional Viking Rohirrim preparation. I go find a wood-fired sauna and go sweat in the sweat lodge there, and take some cedar boughs and beat my skin to bring forth like the redness to the skin, and then plunge in cold water to get all the oils and dirt and stuff from the snow troll off of me, and then use cedar oil and such to kind of prep my hair and stuff like that, just so I smell like a
manly man.
Mirkwood pine forest, when I'm coming in.
Like the process, Garrett, is sort of like me and Thror are having like Meg Ryan and Joe versus the volcano, like the girls are singing and putting brushing flowers across our fingertips, and he's like having fish beat out of him, or horses are kicking him, and
to bring redness to my skin, to get me bigger, to make me look
when
healthy.
You said you're beating her, I'm like, okay, do you have a hair shirt now? That could be useful.
That's right.
Okay. So today, at the table, our Thengel King, his dark hair streaked with gray but hale, and Queen Morwen Steelsheen, tall and black-haired and regal. Young Prince Theoden, thoughtful and patient for his age, sits beside you. Sanifa, the lovely golden-haired serving woman to the queen, serves the dishes. Beef from the king's own herd, pork from a wild boar hunted in the Everholt, a stew of carrots, cabbage, peas, and leek spiced with herbs, bread in small loaves, berries, apples, and almond cake, red wine from Gondor, and meat and beer brewed in the Westfold Vale. Heafid, the old captain of the King's Guard, and other riders of the King's Arid lurk in alcoves just out of sight. And at the outset of the meal, Morwen fills Thengel's cup with wine for him to take for the first drink, and then brings the vessel to each guest to drink in turn. Thus all are welcomed and honored, high and low alike. Morwen returns the cup to her husband and takes her own seat at the table. Let's see. So, the king turns to you and says, "So, what were you frightened when you were in the lair of the snow troll?"
I would start with a greeting. I would start with a greeting and say that may the stars shine tonight on the hour of our meeting. And I say that in Elven, since he's fond of Elvish.
Yes, he is. And Steel Sheen giggles at your statement.
And then then I would answer as far as his question that nah, there was pause from many of us as we entered the cave, but our bravery shone through, and we were able to enter and look to defeat the snow troll as one.
Indeed, my lord. The scariest thing once we entered the cave was the stench of its carrion and its meals.
Young Theoden laughs.
That overpowered all other fears. I feared more that my stomach might betray me than that my limbs might betray me. But one must carry on in one's duty.
Celebrimbor, do you have an answer?
He asked the young Prince Theoden if he likes monsters and wants to become a monster slayer.
It's my job to grow up to be king. I don't think it would be wise for me to be put in harm's way to take it out. But if a monster came to harm my kingdom, I would rise to fight him. And he looks to his father for approval.
If he would want the foot of the snow troll that we slayed.
Oh, absolutely! I would love to have that. And he looks at his mom for acceptance that he can have it, and she nods.
She says, present him with
not at the table.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you later. Okay. And then I said, with your permission, my king and queen, can I sing you the song of the Rohirrim?
Yes, please perform.
Or would you like to be after dinner or before we eat?
Don't tease us. Perform for us, Thengel says.
South of the misty mountain pass spreads rolling seas of green grass, traversed by blue arteries of water, called forth northern horns upon their fathers. Here lies Eridos, the court of the horse lords. Showborn's white waters cross its shallow ford. Two line of kings have ruled the golden hall, built from the horde of Gatha's fall. Here knights, not mere fighters, stand, who love to hear the song of their king's command. The shadow is subtle in the Rittermark. Its taint may yet reach deeper than Mirkwood's dark.
He applauds. There's a picture of Thengel for you and a picture of Theoden.
How old is Theoden now?
Let's go over to the little thing that says how old is Theoden. In 2960, Theoden is 12 years old.
Okay. You realize that technically right around now, Aragorn would be... Well, he might have just passed or he might not have gotten there yet, but somewhere's around here he would be in Thengel's army.
Mm-hmm. That is right. Thengel says, rarely our table sees such a gathering of warriors bonded by the same adventurous spirit, or who would have seen so much of the world. Theoden, my son, is there a question you would like to ask our guests? And the young prince of the Rittermark thinks for a moment, and then says, I'd like to discuss the qualities of a person of worth. Which virtue is most desirable? Morwen chides Theoden gently and says, the guests in a house might rightly fear to instruct the Lord of the Mark on virtue. But Thengel says, no, everybody speak freely. No one is ever too wise to learn new wisdom, neither child nor king. Speak, friends. What holds you to the greatest virtue in a hero? Is it bravery, maybe? Or wisdom? generosity, or truthfulness. You are now in an encounter where you're competing against each other to convince the king that you have the idea of the best virtue.
I say, I first, I'm not going to answer yet, but I will say, Your Highness, to the young one, to Theoden.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be the greatest virtue, but it is a very great virtue to wish to learn from those, from others around you, whether they are seen to be wiser or not. I believe only a very wise man realizes that he can learn from all. And I salute you for your inquisitive mind and your searching spirit.
Make a courtesy roll.
Don't mess this up. Oh, well, a 1 on my 12. That's beautiful. 9 with a tango.
You did not really convince Theoden on that one.
What do you mean convince?
Did not make a big impression on him.
Oh, okay. Because I wasn't trying to convince him that that's the best.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a response to his question. Okay, somebody else start. I've used up my courtesy. We're going for the second.
Yep, you got the first failure of the encounter. Okay.
I wasn't answering.
But you did make a roll, so that counts toward it.
I specifically said I was not answering.
You weren't answering, but you made a roll that made an impression.
You made me make a roll.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to speak.
Yep.
I was just trying to compliment him. I wasn't answering his question.
Okay.
I still get to answer his question,
take
yes?
the strike off.
Good.
Okay.
Now that's a good argument.
Who wants to go first?
Ella Brimborn will discuss and bring up the hobbits, since they are kind of like a fairy tale creature to these people who may not have encountered them
They have not.
at all. And he will sing songs about the hobbits, and he said that the best quality is humility and the ability to laugh at yourself.
Wow.
Okay. Make a song roll.
He gets a 33.
Whoa!
Holy moly. It's also not what I would have expected from Ella Brimborn.
You don't just have Theoden in laughing and in tears with joy, but you have Morwen and King Thengel also acting like children, wrapped up in your song and story.
Yeah, so he does. Oh, the ale we brew. It's the Hobbit song, he says. It's the gardening song of the Brandybucks. These people are so wonderful that they enjoy life and the simple pleasures of gardening and eating and drinking and singing and enjoying each other's company. So he sings, oh, the ale we brew is bold, no wonder its color is gold, for the barley of our field each year grants us great yield, for we tend each kernel of grain with a gentle touch of rain. Every hoe clears a path, for weeds fear our wrath, and allows the hops to climb, throwing cones off every vine, to produce an ale so fine that the free folks stand in line at the Golden Perch Inn, where celebration ain't no sin. You'll never wanna leave, for our ale flows all eve.
Yay! Everybody is applauding. Even the King's Arid in the alcoves they're standing there trying to be intimidating are just clapping along in time to the song.
So just trying to entertain people and get them to think of other things and maybe discuss hobbits and halflings and stuff like that.
Yep. Who wants to go next?
I can go. So I step forth and
You're at a
say,
table, so you don't have to step forth. You're
oh, okay, we're at table. So you were asking about the virtues of heroism, and you are correct that bravery and courage are signs of such. But I truly believe that compassion for others is a true sign
That was
of
mine.
heroism. Okay.
No, go on.
Well,
I gotta say that. It's me. It's not Lawrence. Lawrence just sinking into the floor.
For I do not believe that I would be here today if Ella Brimborn and Lorith did not have compassion for me and for my family, and the acts that they have shown, and saving myself and others that we have encountered through our journeys together within the fellowship of the Whiskey Drinking Bear. I know if it were not for my wife Mare and my son Dane, that I would not be here today, for I have a true belief that my being here and out looking to defeat the shadows of evil that are amongst us is something that is of great import for all of us and all the peoples of Middle-earth. For it is our gathering together in the fight against evil that will save the earth and all of its people.
make a persuade roll.
Okay. Double check. Oh, only got 3. All right. Well, at least I got a Tengu. 14, 8, 22 with a Tengu.
22, great. All right. They think about this, and Thengel says, generosity proves loyalty and earns friendship. A greedy man is no good to none, and worse to himself. And Morwen says, no friend is he who flatters with words too kind, or gifts too rich. All right, Laura.
I say that is so. And I cannot throw any doubt upon the virtues that have been discussed. It's true that the hankering after money can divide families, lovers, children and their parents, countries, the world. There are other kinds of greed, the greed of power, seeking ever more, to extend your own view across the nations, such as the enemies of all good folk have tried to do. Let me tell you, when I was a child, not older than you, sir, and I look at Theoden, just about your age, my father and his companions took me on what was just an average hunting trip, or so I thought. But I became separated from them. I searched for them, and the afternoon got colder and colder. The fog moved in, and then I heard a cold voice speaking behind me, calling me to come. I felt a frozen touch on my shoulder, and everything went dark. And when I woke, I heard horrible voices urging me to terrible deeds. I felt the peril above me. I did not realize I was trapped in a barrow by a barrow wight, a fearsome spirit who would take me and make sure that I became undead like him, and that I would haunt others and hurt them. My heart wanted to despair, but then I remembered my father and his companions would never leave me. They would find me. I knew that. I knew that because I knew them. And they did. And the white was killed, and the treasure that it had taken was scattered so that it would no more haunt that barrow, and that place was free of its evil influence after how many aeons that it had lain there. The only thing that got me through was a steadfast faith in my companions, and that faith has gotten me the knowledge of the people that I travel with, and the surety of their goodness and their bond with me, just as my bond with them has gotten me through every terror, every horror, no matter what evils I've seen, no matter what shadows have come upon me. The shadow of despair can never live long in my heart, because I know that there are my companions, and that just as I have them, so do others. And we form a great chain of goodness that can and will overcome the darkness every time, however long it takes. The faith in what we know, the good that is in people, that can never be cast aside. When you cast it aside, then you have brothers fighting brothers. You have wars happening between peoples that themselves may be good. You have people killing each other for small slights and making great vendettas out of them. That is when despair has come and has come to stay in your hearts. Never let that happen. Always expunge it with the knowledge that there is good, even in those people, and you can find it. Faith in that is the virtue that has kept me alive all this time.
Make an inspire roll.
Not persuade.
Nope. That was
That's the
definitely
same.
inspirational.
It's a little smaller though. Can I use anything?
You can use a point of group hope if you want.
Can I? Can I, guys? Can I use a point of
If we have any, yeah.
Yeah, you've got plenty. You haven't used any today.
It won't be lost on you that I'm trying to tie my
Yeah.
story in with what they're going through, so that's why I want it to at least have an effect on them.
Are we competing against each other, or are we
You're
competing?
competing against each other for Thengel and Theoden's favor.
So I get
in this case.
I get an extra dice from that.
Extra d6.
Okay. All right. So that is 10, 16 with the Tengu.
16 with great success. Okay. Thengel says, loyalty binds us together. It holds you to your oaths and keeps you standing by your kin. And Morwen says, do not swear loyalty too freely. No one can be the friend of everyone. Now you have a chance to rebut everybody's arguments and make your case. Who would like to begin the last round?
I will, because I went last time.
Okay.
So I'll follow up from my thing and say, that is true, my lady. No one can be the friend of everyone. But if you know your friends and you never turn your back on them and you never forget. I have known people that would forget all they knew of me to accuse me of something small and petty that if they had thought on my past actions, they would know that I could never do. Because they thought in haste, they gave in to paranoia that everyone was against them instead of holding that most people want to live their lives happily and will help each other if they can. If they had known, if they'd held to that, then their eyes would not have been darkened.
Make a persuade roll.
Oh, good. I thought that was bad, but it's just a 9. 13. 19 with the Tengu. And 21 with the Tengu.
21, great success.
Okay, I've said my bits.
Okay. Elebrimborm and Thror.
Me to go Thror, or you want to go backwards?
Go ahead, Elebrimborn.
Elebrimborn says that, again, I really believe that humbleness and humility are some of the greatest gifts. I will tell you the tale of another a hobbit that is named Togo Maggot. When we came upon one of Shelob's daughter, Tilquin, and we were seeking the artifact of Theanor. The artifact of Theanor, the gem of red light, had mysteriously disappeared from elven sight. The company of the Whiskey Drinking Bear hoped to deliver, seeking the ancient treasure upon the forest river. Within a white gable, a wee hobbit, fast asleep, held the treasure in his hands, not making a peep. Togo and Elebrimborn crept quiet as mice, although became entrapped in Tilquin's device. For the Ungle had wove illusions in her silk, to trap King Thengel, to feed her ilk. Her size massive, that of an olifant, her stench so foul, the spawn of Ungoliant. Othbert spied his companions in her grasp, and threw for a spear before any time passed. The javelin of Hickory was so well sent, all present thought it was thrown by an ent. Elebrimborn and Togo, trapped in a ruined tower, as boulders fell upon them like a meteor shower. All around the party's red eyes did gather, the spawn of Tilquin began to slather. Then Togo of the Shire began to gasp. The star of Theanor was within his grasp. But first, the giant spider began to scoff, until the hobbit held Naurfulwin aloft. Togo's face, enraged with hollow light, caused the ettercap to shriek with holy fright. The jewel bathed her with searing red heat. She feared for her life, knowing she had been beat. Finding her brood situation so dire, again confronted by the folk of the Shire, shared tales among spiders began to ring, arachnid nightmares envisioned by Bilbo and Sting. Tilquin and her filth began to flee to the cheers of the whiskey-drinking bear company.
Nice.
Nice.
Make
That
a
was
song
before-
roll.
That was before I came in, huh?
Yep.
Yes.
I haven't gotten to listen to all those shows. I've listened to a couple.
25.
25, but you're not getting any great rolls, which is keeping you from getting in the lead.
I got a 6.
You got
1
it?
6.
You got a 1-6?
1 6, yeah. 25 with
All
a
right,
6.
so
The
you-
other,
yeah.
the 33 had a 6 in it
Oh,
too.
it did? So, okay, so you
Yeah,
both
so-
had, those were both great successes.
Yeah, it's just hard because I'm rolling it on roll 20, and I have to. It's you I'm not rolling on the table anymore. I'm rolling on roll 20, so it's like you kind of got to roll the cursor over the dice to see them. For some reason, it just gives me the total, but I can't see what I rolled until I place the cursor over it for some reason. So the first one, 33, was with a Tengu, and the 25 was with a Tengu.
So it's a very, very tight race here. All right, Thror.
So I lean in towards the others and I state that heroism is something that is truly unknown to me. For only those that have given their life can truly state that they are the most heroic. For how can one, even if they are humble or loyal or courageous in some way, it does not measure to that of self-sacrifice and compassion for others and the giving of their own life. It is that love for their kingdom, their king, their family, and their loved ones that truly inspire them and make them great heroes of the land.
Excellent. Make a persuade roll.
Alright, another persuade roll. I did not do that well. I only got a 16 and no Tengus.
Alright, let's add this up.
Can I rebut for him as well?
Nope. Everything
Unless
is
I
made.
Just made me
hit
want to
our
say
point of
something.
hope and
Alright,
try
Thor
one more.
got a 38, one great success. Lorith got a 37 with 2 great successes. Ella Brimgorm got 58 with 2 great successes. So, Ella Brimborn, you are selected as the winner of the discussion at dinner. And Morrowind says, perhaps we can all learn a little something from those folk in the Shire.
Why they do. For enjoying the life you're given is the point of life, is it not? All the other things that you do for others are important, but if you don't value that you are giving to them, how can it be of value to them as well?
And I just think it goes to show short folk really are the winners in the world.
And I'm just going to read this right out of the book. Thengel acknowledges the superior wisdom of the winner of the debate and treats that hero as the company's leader from that moment on.
Oh, well, he's got a thing for elves anyway, doesn't he? So.
Then
That's true. That's true.
Then he turns to Theoden and asks which he thinks is the greatest virtue. And the young boy answers, "My mother taught me that truthfulness stands above as the king of all virtues, as truth protects all the other qualities of a man of worth. And yet I have learned from you, my father, that it is loyalty that binds rider to king, king to retainer. Without loyalty there would be no heirlings, nor the other virtues that make them great." Thengel grows thoughtful at Theoden's talk of loyalty, and he stares pensively at the burning hearth for a few long moments, and then he raises his eyes to look first at his son, and then to Eilibrimborn. "This is well said, my son. Yet while I do not doubt the steadfastness of the people of Rohan, at times pride takes over and clouds the mind of those whose position would require them to stand as an example instead." And he explains to you how a bitter feud among his right-hand men, the second marshal and third marshal of the Mark, is worrying him. The rivalry between Cynric of Eastfold and Eogar of Westfold began at the time of Thengel King, and has only deepened since Thengel took the throne. Each marshal despises the other, and their loyal kinsmen carry their struggle far and wide. Individuals from each faction watch their rivals constantly, and sometimes chase each other down. Insults fly at the Entwade crossings, and at feast day gatherings, and there has been bloodshed more than once when taunts went too far. Over the years, wereguilds in gold have been paid to make amends, but others have fled as outlaws. "This has gone far enough," says Thengel. "There might come a day when the Lord of the Mark must tame his marshals by force, but he would rather lead them to peace by wisdom. Eogar and Cynric are mighty men, stern and powerful. The Riddermark needs their strength, uncowed and unbroken." and Queen Morwen has observed that they may still have a chance of peace with honor. And she tells you, many years ago, Mildred and Esmond, though not related by blood, grew as inseparable as brother and sister, as their families were united by a strong friendship. They remained close as they grew to adults, and many thought that brotherly love would soon give way to a different type of feeling. But they surprised everyone when Esmond married a lady from a prominent Eastfold family, following his father Edwin's advice, and Mildred married a rich Westfold retainer. Both seemed content with their choice, and would have probably continued to be so, had not fate devised different plans for both unions. Not long ago, Esmond's wife died bearing their first child, while Mildred's husband and children were slain in a Dunlending raid several years back. Queen Morwen pauses with furrowed brow and looks to her husband, and Thengel continues the tale. Today, Esmond is a brave captain, despite his ill luck, and all the people of Eastfold love him. He is no friend to Cenric, and would have caused a feud with the Third Marshal, but his loyalty instead has won his lord's respect. Mildred, when seeking peace on the battlefield, as she took up shield and spear after the death of her husband, as a shield maiden, and soon became famous for her relentlessness. Now she is one of Eogar's chief lieutenants, the captain of his personal Aered. You all see where this tale brings us. Can the life thread of these two be entwined to heal their spirit and mend the rift that jealousy and spite has dug between the folks of Westfold and Eastfold? Thengel says, I need my marshals to make peace, and to immediately settle whatever payments of weregilds and damages remain between them. But if I order them directly to set their households' differences aside, it may embarrass them and their people. Only a marriage between the two households might provide the proud marshals with the excuse for peace that mere goodwill is yet to find. That may allow them to end their feud without shame. As free heirlings, Mildred and Esmond are entitled to make their own decisions. They know each other. They may be far easier to persuade than the lords they serve. I ask you to be my messengers, not as my agents. You will not go with any authority, but rather to carry proposals and to convey my desires. If you agree to help, do you agree to help?
Yes, my lord.
Aye, King.
Most definitely.
This will be a great service to the Mark. Thank you. I promise rich reward if you bring swift peace between the marshals.
Do you have a plan, my lord? Perhaps a gathering with those parties from both houses and a small retinue could be had, a feast, and perhaps they could be talked.
Anytime we've had a festivities where we brought the houses together, it's ended in bloodshed. You must go to them on their own places and bring my proposal to them and convince them of the worthiness of my queen's plan.
Yes.
In regards to the wereguilds, is there anything that you could do that would allow us to make recompense for this situation?
This needs to be handled between these men as men. This is not, if they see that this is a judgment being passed by the king, it'll make them look weak and incapable in their people's eyes. They must make these decisions and solve their problems themselves, and hopefully that this plan will make them see the wisdom of doing so.
Well, we shall have to use all the virtues mentioned here to bring them to it. Perhaps compassion, after all, will be the greatest one to play. Perhaps they can be made to see that their lack of compassion for each other has weakened their honor.
I hope that you are correct, and I believe you are right that it will require all those virtues. So lunch is done. Go forth and to Cedric and to Eogar, and bring this to a close.
Is there any information you can give us on Eogar or Cendric as to their desires and or things that cause them to be irrational about this?
They are irrational based on my father's fostering of the feud between them, of trying to get them to outdo each other with gifts for him, which has led to jealousies between them. Their men have killed each other, resulting in were-guilds. While some have gone paid, some of the men have, instead of paying, have fled as outlaws. But there's demands that the were-guilds still be paid by the lieutenants, and the lieutenants refuse to pay, which has led to more ill feelings, to where that the lieutenants are basically saying that they would rather see each other dead at each other's feet than sit down and have a meal with the other.
And what breeds loyalty with each of these men today from their own?
Cedric operates a lot of operation with breeding of horses and cattle, and makes a lot of money off of trade with Gondor. And he respects people that can handle the horses well and know their way around it, and have the loyalty of service of a community that takes care of the cattle and horses. Eogar is based out of Helm's Deep, and it does raids on the Dunlendings and cares about military respect and loyalty.
Very good.
If he could be brought to see that the Dunlendings are our allies. The truth is, my lord, it's saving your presence, Your Highness Theoden. But you must know this too, because you will face it when you are king. The shadow grows. Soon, it will, however we ourselves and our allies push it back again and again, still it grows, and it grows. It feuds like these help it get a foothold in a land that would otherwise be strong against it. These minor feuds must be stopped, and these attitudes, what is thought engenders weakness, must be cast aside, because soon this wave of darkness will cover us all if we do not all join and fight it together. Our petty squabbles will be as nothing in the face of this. All the wise say so. Gandalf has fought again and again. The dwarves have fought. King Thengel of Mirkwood has fought. The free folk of all the world are fighting this battle everywhere. No one's borders will be safe unless they themselves keep strong within their borders.
Which is why I need my men, my lieutenants, to marshals, to remain strong and not broken by their king. Otherwise, they would be weakened.
I do see what you're saying, but I hope that soon in this land, acting from compassion and with forgiveness will not be seen as a sign of weakness.
I hope so too, Theoden says.
I would also ask, is there anything that we could do at this time that would demonstrate to both Aogar and Cendric that our whiskey drinking bear fellowship is a friend of Rohan.
You would have to make friends with both of them on their own turf and endear yourself to their leaders.
Perhaps.
And is there anything that we can bear upon us today that would allow us to enter their camps or their domains and not be considered enemy or trespasser?
As long as you're not Dunlendings, then or orcs, you should be fine.
Very well. Well, we still have Cendric's horses, so we need to return them as well.
Okay.
Okay. Good deal.
I would say that we might approach each of these guys with an eye to trading, for our place in Sunsteed, as maybe as sort of an inn with them. If they each have things that they.
Yep, I would say we can discuss this on our journey to Cendric's. We should probably go there first.
Yeah.
So Mildred is under Aogar and Esmond is under Cendric, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Though Cendric and Esmond do not well, they respect each other for loyalty, but they're not as tight with each other as Aogar and Mildred is.
They don't approve of each other.
Yes.
Okay. Is this a good time for a...
Yep, now's a good time for a 10-minute break. And then we will set out to Cendric's.
Very well.
Good speeches, everybody.
Man, oh man, you're making us work tonight.
Yeah. Serious. I'm going to turn your fan on high for now while we're out of here and turn the light off so that it stops generating heat.
Yep.
It's probably only like 78 outside right now, but it's like 85.
I have some iced tea.
He's being a knob. I have to
You
use
had lunch with the king.
I know. I'll be right back. Let me move this a little closer. Because I really need the air.
That's right, Mom.
Whenever I drink any wine, I get like a hot flash. I'll leave this here so you can pull it back for the morning. But if you moved this, I might get a teeny tiny bit of that fan. No, not this. This. You don't use it right now, right?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you're using it now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay. I probably should have gotten my glasses. But I didn't. Found a little corner of my scone. Garrett?
Hang on.
Does that help?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some.
Why was one
The intermission thing got deleted. I don't know how. So I'm quickly pulling up.
I don't know what you mean by that, but I mean
There we
something
go.
that keeps it up and says intermission.
It brings
So
up
as long
our.
as they heard that we were on intermission, should there be anyone listening?
Mm-hmm. There we go.
The drug is crumbly. Their scones have improved.
Everybody ready?
Last one. Take it.
Sure.
Please.
What?
Yeah, like this. Because if I could give it to you the other way, it would crumble over the floor.
Mike, you there? Let's wait for Mike.
You know, you should really send a little email, or maybe we can send a Jackie Lawson card to Ivy and see how she's doing through all this.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time, but just tell her, hey, I'm
Yeah.
thinking of you. No pressure. Don't say anything about joining the game or anything. Just say, hey, well, we're just thinking of you and hoping you're doing okay through all this.
Mm-hmm. Mike, you there?
Maybe he's muted. Maybe he's not back yet.
Maybe he's not back yet. I was telling Mike George that the Free League Press posted up their first newsletter for the One Ring, second edition.
Yeah.
Where they announced it's going to be backwards compatible with this version of the game, and they're going to improve on the game to make it everything that the original designer wanted the second edition to be, that Cubicle 7 wasn't going to make it, apparently.
Nice.
All right, Mike, you there?
Yes.
All right. Put down my iced tea and pull up my book, and we'll begin.
You might want to reiterate that he leave a comment and a like or thumbs up.
And thank you again for everybody watching on YouTube, the Threats from Mirkwood, the company of the Whiskey Drinking Bear. Please like us and give a comment for what about the show. So spring in Rohan makes for fine weather to travel in, and the plains of Rohan are easy terrain for a horse to ride swiftly across. And let's show you the map of Rohan. You are down the bottom of the map near Edoris. There's Upper Edoris right over here, where I'm clicking. Alright. So it's a good time for this. If you set out from Edoris for the Eastern Met, you could follow a wide, well-packed road along the southern reach of the Western Met, the vast green plains where countless herds of horses and cattle roam. South of the road, the land grows lower and wetter, thick with willows where the Snowburn River runs to the Entwash. It's spring and the rivers and fens are swollen from the mountain thaws. The journey from Edoris to the Entwade is 80 miles and takes 2 days. You need to only make a single travel test with a difficulty of 12.
Okay.
I will use my elven cloak.
Saying my traveling song, so that will give you 2 extra
Travel out to here.
dice.
Cool.
2 extra 6-sideds.
How many rolls did you say? Just
One row.
With 2 extra dice? Nice.
Yep, difficulty 12.
Alright.
So I rolled a lot of dice for a 22.
You rode the hell out of that well-maintained road.
I'm breaking in that new saddle, and it's not going well.
They didn't make enough room for certain aspects of your physiology because they were judging you by your height.
I made my own saddle.
Oh,
I'd load.
right. No excuse then, huh? Okay.
Takes a little breaking in, you know.
I've got 20 with a Tengu.
Excellent. Ella Birdborn, what did you get?
30 with 2 Tengus.
Wow. Alright. At the end, Wade, you discover that the riders are encamped on either side of the river. On the western shore are a score of riders from Westfold. On the eastern shore are 24 from Eastfold. And as the sun sets and you approach, the riders have gathered close on either shore, listening and laughing. One from the west has ridden out a short way into the water, and has one from the east. The 2 rivals call out taunts and insults in song and stories. This is called flighting, an ancient tradition in these parts. And usually flighting is a peaceful contest. For a feast, the laughter and applause of the hall would tell the winner, who would win only renown, and then share a cup with the loser. But in wartime, flighting often comes before a battle, as a fighter challenges the enemy and taunts one, perhaps a particular rival, to come forward and fight. And even in peacetime, some flights go too far and lead to violence. So you hear the one from the east saying, calling out, "With the strength of Swiftson, I stride to the water. I sing out of Evenbright, sword undefeated. Evenbright shines now, eager and laughing." Everybody make a insight check.
Brimborn gets 7.
7. Not reading much into these weird men of Rohan.
Well,
I got a 13.
13 does not get you a die.
I got an 11 and an Eye of Sauron.
Eye of Sauron. You want to basically run out to them and use force to bring these people under control.
That's what I
Because
want.
you see that they
I
are going, these words are going to lead to violence, and you want to stop the violence, and you see that this violence can be justified as a good act if it'll stop the violence between the two.
I hold Lorith back, and I go, I've got a better solution. We're going to do a dance-off.
Sounds good.
The other, as you are talking, the other person, the person on the Westfold, your side, calls out, "With the strong legs of steel shanks, I strive for the crossings. With the power of my spear hand, I pierce your rich hauberk. With laughter and song, your lifeblood I spill."
I rush out into the water,
Okay.
into the middle, off my horse, and I say, "Eastfold, Westfold, met against met. No one could get the horses from stopping being et. I did it, me and my friends and some Dunlandings. You guys couldn't see, but we cut its head off. With a swing of my sword, I dropped it to the ground. We fired its cave. We pounded and pounded. We made it happen. We took him down. The snow troll is gone, your horses are safe, and all you can do is whine and chafe.
Make a song roll. What is the first of
It's-
all? What
it's
is
not-
the
it's
what
not
is the
his
company's
level.
highest valor?
What?
Probably Thror.
Who has the
But
highest
I got a
valor
5.
of all of you?
I've got 4.
Thror?
I got a 4.
Thror?
I got 5.
5 is your tolerance for this encounter. You can get 5 strikes before the Rohan do not tolerate you anymore.
Okay.
What was your song roll?
I got 11 with 1 tango.
11 with 1 Tengu, that's a failure. Strike 1.
Damn.
They begin to turn their attention of hatred toward you.
Oh, good. Sorry, Thrower.
What do you do?
Elebrimorn will do he'll do a flight.
Okay.
Look how the horse dances in the grass, teeth bared, tail waving, leaping like an ass. Why does he prance? Why is he bewitched? The stupid beast simply hasn't been hitched. Look how the nag is dragging his feet, head drooping, tail wagging, clenching his teeth. Oh, why is the beast in such a sorry state? He's either proposed or he's married his mate. Look at his true love, a coming lung orc, stenched like a pig and limbs like a stork. Never have I spied a union so gruesome. Lonely nights between the orc and the horse created this too loving twosome.
Make a song roll.
So I'm trying to get them to not hate each other and maybe think about orcs. That's a 24.
I
look and
think
see
I
if
should get some valor points for the worst rap in history.
That was really good. It was really good. I liked it. Mine's like pre-written, so I got a 24, no tengus.
Yeah.
4
I had to come up with that on the
Tengus.
fly.
Alright. 1 success on there. They start laughing at you, and the riders on the Westfold start circling around you. The one who comes up says, I stand with Eogar, sturdy and stern, a warrior in battle, no weaver of words, yet mercy I bring now, if the elf but begs.
Thrower, it's your turn, isn't it?
Unless Elbrimbor wants to return.
Oh, yeah. If you want to, I will.
Go for it, Elebrimborn. Yours a quicker
All
at
right.
this.
There once was a mob of horses so great, the Rohan rode boldly to seal the horse's fate. The mob of wild hoos tried to stay out of sight, traversing the plain and hills in their flight. The best and the boldest riders of the Rohirrim flew like birds on the wing. Their speed is still retold by the marks bards sing, as the mark bards sing. Cliffs nor crags could hinder the herds,
Yep.
could hinder the herdsmen, for breeding mares were plentiful among them. The wild horses' sides and necks were covered with sweat foam. The riders of Rohan still wanted to drive the mob home. It was the union of both lieutenants who knew the gorges deep and black and drove the mob into a blind hollow along their track. The wild horses halted and cowered, for they had been beaten. The uniting of the Rohirrim moved in ropes to retrieve them. Other kingdoms' horses boast about their horses are a jest. For these hardy mountain horses' bloodlines are the best.
Make a song roll.
23. 23 with 1 Tengu.
All right, 2 successes on that.
So the whole point of that was that they need to work together as a Rohirrim to get the best breeding horses, and that without unity, other kingdoms' horses will become greater.
Okay. From the east side, a couple more horses riders ride into the water, and the one that's in the water shouts out, "I come from the East Plains, from Senric's rich people. I give gleaming treasures, gold rings if you earn them. But scorn I bring the elf, scars and quick death."
And I say,
I'll go.
okay, you go. I was gonna defend. It's up to you.
It's all right. Now everybody's fighting about where's their line. I'm gonna bust me a helm right up the side with my big shiny mattock. Your little girly moves on your shiny stirrups aren't gonna shake my hands across your hips, 'cause I'm gonna smack you down on your little derriere. And that sucked.
I'll give you song or awe.
Oh, I'm going off.
I think that was an awe. That was
Yeah.
awe.
And I got the helm down.
Audacious.
Triple check. Yeah. Beautiful. So a Tengu, 9, 8, 17 with the Tengu.
17 with the Tengu. That's a success with the Tengu. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes out of 7 you're at. All right. So they stop advancing on you and goes, "Who is it that comes out and flights with us with tongues so sharp? Who would dare you to try to show us up?"
With the will of the king, proposals we bring to rejoin the tribes of this great nation. Brother against brother and friend against friend have dropped and fallen and built themselves a pen of gold they wish and gold they ask for, instead of the bold patriotism they're tasked for. This cannot stand, for the shadow will come and tear apart all who would so succumb.
Make a inspire roll or song.
I think I've got more in Inspire, so I'm gonna go with Inspire. Yeah, how much do I have in that? I think, 2. Well, that's better than 1. 2 is better than 1. Alright, starting out with a 9. That's good. And a Tengu. Come on, baby. And a 5. So that's 20 with a Tengu.
20 with the Tengu. All right, you completely blow this challenge out of the water as they start riding up to you and say, "Welcome to the Entwade. Welcome to it." The flighting ends with no hard feelings. Maristan and Ashgar launch a few more taunts, but they are more good-natured. Maristans are funnier and win the loudest cheers, so eventually Ashgar accepts defeat. Ashgar promises Maristan a full draught of ale as long as he lets Ashgar drink first. The two rivals return to their camps in peace. Both factions welcome you for the night to hear the latest news, and they will send warriors to the other camp to listen in on what you have to say and won't begrudge you on where you choose to camp. It's a complete win for you.
We did it.
Do you want to go on the west side or on the east side?
Which side has less mosquitoes?
Well, we have the Cendrix horses. I don't know if we want to have those in the west, right?
True. So you want to
More
go
questions
to the east
may
first?
come up. So maybe we start with the Cendrix side.
Start with Cendrix side?
Yeah, that's probably smart.
Then we'll get our horses back, and we can go back to the other side.
I think we should start with telling the tale that of our latest exploit, because that's good. It shows a Rohirrim, an Aered gone wrong. It shows what happens. It shows that they were wrong about the Dunlendings. It shows heroism on everybody's part to hold together. It shows that in the end, all these different people, and then we also tell the story of the joy that came out of it. What's her face and what's his face.
Sure.
Leora.
Leora.
What?
Leora.
Leora. Yeah, whatever. Leora.
And
I know you just wanted to call her Leia, but you didn't.
No.
Okay.
It's the name in the book.
Okay. Leora and
Imhir.
Imhir.
Okay.
So
Somebody needs to make a song roll for telling the story.
Yeah, that's not my job. I'm just suggesting.
Ella Brimborn can do
It's a good one to start with to gain their, awe and kind of start the lesson sinking in before we get to the serious stuff.
27.
27. They are completely all enthralled and will remember this story for years to come.
And Thror can show them the snow troll's fur and that belt that he made, and
Mm-hmm.
It's on my saddle too.
Yeah.
One of the riders turns to you and says, "We had a rider come through not long ago. Says that the volcano in Mordor erupted, and ash has fallen all across the forest of Mirkwood, cutting out the light from getting to the forest floor. Do you know if this is true?"
We did witness the eruption of the volcano. We heard its tremblings from the kingdom of Thranduil. We're uncertain about the covering of the forest floor and lighting out the light.
It is quite a ways.
It is quite a ways, but will the danger from all of this reach us? Will our horses be going over blackened wasteland?
Not if you work together to fight against the evil. While some are busy fighting enemies too close to hand, the great enemy of all tries to draw closer, and that enemy, we won't name that enemy, but such as he will always look for little spots of resentment in among a people that he can foster and make grow, and thus the rot begins from the inside.
Make it an inspire roll.
Why am I always opening my big mouth? A 9, nice. 4, so that's 13. And another 3, so 16.
Yep, that's enough to make them look at each other, and for a moment, the west and the east seem united a little bit on this area. Like, Rohan will stand against whatever may come against it.
I hope
Ella Brimborn kind of says in poetry, the gates of Dol Guldur have been released, and the orcs will soon come riding upon us on their warg beasts. If we should not gather together as a Rohirrim, this is what we do as the least.
Make a song roll.
$26.
Excellent. You have with your combined works, you have changed these guys' lives, and may have at least temporarily gotten the feud out of them. And they say to you, "Where are you going, strangers?"
We come to speak to your leaders.
You seek Senric?
We are.
Yes.
Okay. You need to you've crossed the Entwade. Here's a trail right here that'll lead into the southern plains of the Easterment, where the herds of the martial roam. Stay the night with us, and in the morning you can continue your journey.
Thrower, maybe you would tell
Find
them...
Esmond.
Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Are we trying to find Esmond?
Yeah, we would probably ask around if.
He's a wise leader. He is in the with Cedric and as a consultant.
Yeah. I was going to say, Thrower, maybe you'd tell a little bit about, the Battle of the Five Armies, how, everybody came together and dropped their quarrels, and the dwarves that had quarrels came together and renewed the kingdom that way.
Well, I would start with our fellowship right here that you now see before you, an elf, the women of Gondor and the dwarves of Erebor are working together, and we have already helped many people. Just recently, again, besides the snow troll, we helped those tradesmen traveling down the river, and were able to fight the bandits of one of the fallen lords of Rohirrim, and rescue their goods and return it to them, and hopefully redeem some of those that were not following a good leader. And it again shows that we can come together and great things can happen. It's just a matter of our pulling together as one. So laying down your past history, for many know of the dwarves and the elves' hatred in the long history of their races. Yet today we are standing closer than ever before, and so we beseech you.
My mother told me that elves and dwarves hated each other.
Yes, but as you see, we have come together. We have put those past histories aside, and now I call Celebrimborn one of my best and closest friends. He saved my life many a time. And so you must too look to others that you once have had bad history with, and look to make amends and find peace, for a greater enemy is before us all, and we must all work together to defeat them.
Where it says we are brothers now, yet we are not kin, and yet you are kin and brothers, yet you do not meet together as the family that you are to defeat the foe. You fight amongst each other.
Make a inspire roll. And Thrower, you can assist on this.
Alright, I will assist.
Assist me.
Should be good. I got a 15, no tingers.
Alright.
15. I need to spend a point of hope.
What did you get, Ella Brimborn?
13.
13. With the assist from Thrower, you were fine. But they're kind of tired of being lectured to and stuff, and so they kind of break back up into their own camps and leave you guys to your own deeds.
All right. Well, we would let them know that we need to return these horses that were provided to us as we travel.
And they show you the path that leads to Cedric.
Cedric.
And they say
Cedric.
About another day's ride.
Very good. Should we go ahead and try to speak with the other faction now?
Well, you've had representatives of both sides with you. You wrote
Oh, okay.
You did so well.
Before they go away, maybe you should offer them some pipeweed or something. Maybe that'll keep them together.
Yeah, that would be good. Well,
Heavy talk. Sometimes you need something light.
mm-hmm. So yeah, I would offer up some pipeweed.
They gladly accept it. They've
I would, but I don't.
never seen pipeweed of this type before.
And we tell them of the hobbits in the Shire from which this comes. It is the best in all the lands that we have traveled, and that take note that the people of the Shire are smaller than myself, and yet they have much value to this land.
They're quite
And then they start toasting off to the hobbits. To the hobbits.
They would call it the Hobbit.
To the hobbit.
The Hobbit.
So the night passes, and then in the morning you ride deep into the Esterment to find Cedric, 3rd Marshal of the Rittermark, and Esmond, son of Edwin. Soon the river Ent washes out of sight behind you, and there is nothing to see but tall grass from horizon to horizon. From time to time you pass horse herds and their herders. The herds are kept miles apart so they don't overburden the grasses or disturb each other. The herders bear bows for hunting small game, not the mail and shields of warriors. And they greet you courteously and point the way southward. And you pass a few cow herds as well. Some families keep too many cattle for the small pastures of their Eastfold farms, and so they roam parts of the plains. Cedric's cattle herd is the largest and ranges far into the Easternment, a product of years of prosperous trading and husbandry. Midway through the day, you cross paths with an old herdsman riding a crabby old gelding, apart from any herd, heading north. A young girl sits before him, holding the reins. They watch you approach with curiosity, and when they're at calling distance, the girl speaks up on the old man's behalf. "Hail, strangers! You cross paths with Leothir, Five Fingers, minstrel of Medoseld, singer of forgotten songs and keeper of ancient ways." And the old man wears a wry smile and waits for your introductions.
Greetings. We are the Fellowship of the Whiskey Drinking Bear, and we are traveling towards the home of Cedric. Are you traveling the same way?
"No, I am not," the old man says. "I would not head over to him. He is a great fool, and if I remember right, he is wont to remove the head from my shoulders."
Why such hardship with
I was a famous minstrel in the early years of Thengel's reign, but my songs were too pointed for the king and his marshals, and I found myself unwelcome. Indeed, I found myself unwelcome in every hall where once I sang. I left the courts and left my minstrel days behind, fleeing Thengel's fury. This is Bidda Soft Song, my apprentice. Someday she will sing in the Golden Hall, as I once did.
Very well. Well, maybe she should ride with us and have an opportunity to try and find a new way, and possibly with now King Thengel being in charge, she will be able to have her song known to others.
Do you know King Thengel?
We have met. Yes, I am actually an
What is the
ambassador.
king like?
Very noble, and wise for all. For he has traveled and is open to the ways of many. He speaks Elvish for one, so you can tell that he's changed from his father in many ways.
He seeks to heal the kingdom of its hurts.
What's the worst you can say about this new king?
He's pussy whipped. Oh, I don't say that.
He prefers elves over dwarves in the reciting of acts of heroism.
This is true. He does speak the truth. The dwarf speaks the truth.
Other than that, he has shown himself to be a worthy king.
Would you mind if I traveled with you for a little bit?
No.
Yeah,
you are more
Brimbor
than
would
welcome.
enjoy. Yeah,
We have a bard among us as well.
Oh, you are.
Ella Brimbor would enjoy that. Yes, I would enjoy learning your songs from Bida and yourself, and share songs that I have learned throughout Middle Earth. I am Elbrimborn from Mirkwood in the court of Thranduil.
Make a courtesy roll.
You want each of us to, or?
Just Ella Brimbor, who introduced himself.
And what was the name of the bard?
Leothir Five Fingers and Beta Soft Song.
Five fingers?
Leothir Five Fingers.
Why has he only got one hand?
Nope, he's got both.
So he's got 10 fingers.
Yep,
But he's called Five Fingers.
he's called Five Fingers. He teaches Ella Brimbor about songs that he knows about Senric. He sings of a marshal who has the blind greed of a hill dwarf and the heedless wrath of a snow troll, such that even his warhorse guards its treasures and its skin when the marshal is around. And then he sings the same of the other marshal, and it's unclear which one is worse in his opinion. Please, tell me, what is the potential of the young prince? Will he grow up to be a wise king?
He's wise already beyond his years. He seeks knowledge, and he believes that knowledge can be found high and low. This, to me, is a sign of greatness in the making. Queen Morwen's a little dour. She's wise, but she's one of those people that if you say, the air feels beautiful today, she'll say, yes, but it looks like there's going to be rain soon. You know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
However, she's a great beauty and looks to be very strong.
And he tells you more about the marshals. They were even rivals in the days of Fango King. Fango knew of their quarrel full well. It's one reason he chose them as marshals. Old Fango seemed to thrive best when his kingdom was bitter and fearful. The rivals undid each other, bringing gifts to Fango King. Eogar's loot from Dunland raids and Senric's treasures gained in trade with Gondor.
And what do you know of a Captain Esmond?
I know well the story of Esmond and his friend from childhood, Mildred. I have songs that mock their tryst. Of Esmond, he sings songs about his apparent fear of water, since he won't cross the Entway to find his lost love. And of Mildred slaughtering Dunderlings and orcs by the score out of boredom, waiting for her man.
That's a real winner.
We've met Dunlendings and found that they are as good a people as you would find anywhere. I hope that
but
Rohan
try
will
to stop Eogar and Mildred from slaughtering them, and you will find a force that's greater than any in this land.
If they don't stop slaughtering them, someone else will use the Dunlendings against them eventually. That won't be good.
But Five Fingers, your songs are challenging for us. We have spent many years together now, fighting past histories of our people not being friendly to one another and being comrades in arms as we move towards a time where we all are needed to fight the shadow that is forthcoming. Could you open your heart and find a way to bring camaraderie in your songs rather than spew hatred between those who have had bad history among them?
Fortunately, those that call themselves the leaders of this land have it coming to them, and I do nothing but speak the truth.
Well,
if our leaders did not deserve such treatment, then I would sing such joyous songs. But I see nothing but bitterness and evil in their motives.
But your songs are just facilitating more bitterness and hatred. You would be better served not to sing them at all. For how can they change their ways if you're constantly reminding them of their past sins?
Which is why I no longer sing in the halls.
Maybe if your songs would change and look to the future and look to make amends between the people, look towards things that could be of good and bring hope to others, it may lighten the mood of those that you sing to, and they would invite you back into their inns and homes for song and merriment.
I am an old man, and these used to speak of different times. That is why I have taken this apprentice Bida, and hope that she will be able to find these things that you speak of, and will have the opportunities that I am denied at this part of my life.
Well, we would be happy to bring her with us and give her a chance, and then maybe return her back to you in the next by the next full moon.
She goes, if it's okay with you, I'd rather stay with Leother. I still have many songs of his that I need to learn. But if we have paths cross again, I'll take you up on the offer.
Very well.
Ella Brimborn says, Britta soft song. I don't think you need to learn the bitter songs of Five Fingers at all. I think you really need to know the songs of the history of your people that I know and can teach to you. That brings you together. Although Five Fingers songs are humorous parodies, they are divisive and kind of explain why he is out here wandering alone. If you do wish to be like him, you will never sing in the golden halls. You will be out here on the plains with an old man forever. But you need to sing heraldic songs if you wish to that bring people together. If you actually wish to speak in the golden halls, so it is your choice. You can travel with me, and I will teach you the songs, or you can learn the songs of a bitter old man who's been driven from those halls, and that's where you shall stay as well if you learn what he has to teach you.
Leothir looks at her and says, "He is right. Learn his songs. Have your opportunity. Go with him." And she's reluctant at first, but then gives way and will join you on your way.
By singer of the Gondorian Alliance.
And before you change paths, Leothir looks at you and says, "Thunder himself, the mighty horse of Bema the huntsman, brought a warning to me in my sleep. Summer storms are coming early to the plains of Easterment. The sky spears soon will fall when Bema leads his great hunt through the heavens."
I'm assuming he's talking about lightning.
Yep. So throughout the afternoon, the air darkens quicker than it should and grows very still. Everybody make a travel test.
Sing the travel song to give everyone 2 dice.
Cool.
2.
Oh, yeah.
Together is not really good for me. But, okay, so it's 10, 15, 17.
Yep. You detect that a storm is brewing.
Got a Gandalf and 2 Tengus.
Storm is going to come, and it's going to be one of the nastiest storms in recent memory.
So, it's... How far off are we from shelter?
You'd have no idea. You see
Right.
no shelter.
So we need to look for maybe a place to wait out the storm. A cave or a homestead or, you know, a low, you know, a copse of trees that are low and not high to catch the lightning, but that might provide some shelter against the rain and stuff for horses and things.
I asked Britta if she knows of a place close by.
Cedric's camp is only about an hour this way.
And we'll ride with haste at our greatest gallop.
Yep. The company finds the outskirts of Cedric's great capital herd as sundown nears. Herders hail you and point you towards Cedric's camp a mile or so further. Soon you see of some of Cedric's warriors, outriders with their own camp already set. They stand around an open space laughing and watching a few horses. 3 stallions challenging a lead stallion, unusually young but strong, and each other. Make a hunting roll, everybody.
Got a big 8.
18.
19.
Ella Brimborn and Lorith, you notice the horses' aggressive snorts, sudden whinnies, and stamping hooves. And it has the nearby cattle even further on edge than the imminent weather. The riders point you onward to Cedric's camp. It's in sight.
We warn them of the coming storm.
They will
Say-
prepare to gather their cattle.
there will be a horrendous downpour and storm.
We'll be ready, they assure you.
Okay.
Alright.
We ride on.
Cedric's camp is in sight despite the rolling plains and cattle, only a third of a mile away when strange things start happening. You notice that your arm here is standing on end, and bright blue and violet fairy lights take flickering shape on the tips of your spears, on helmets, on horses' ears, and crawling along stalks of grass with a hissing sound. It's beautiful and strange. You wonder in alarm if you're being bewitched. Some people, the Cedric's riders, cry out that it's in alarm that it's fairy fire from the sorceress of the Golden Wood. Others scoff that strange lights often gather in storm season.
So damn elven lights again.
What's that?
So it's damn elven lights again.
No, Elbrimborn says it is not from the Lady of the Golden Wood at all. What we have to fear it is the strike of the Lord of the Shadow who gathers up his power to ever reach and attack us, and if we do not gather together as free people and make amends amongst our own kin, then we shall suffer in the Lord of the Shadow's delight. We will be feasted upon by wargs.
Make a persuasion roll.
Can I make an awareness check about what this is?
You can make a travel or lore roll to know what that is.
Okay. I'll make a lore roll.
I have old lore. Would that provide anything?
Not old lore, no.
I got a Gandalf.
I take that back. I swapped it out. I have Oracle
I got a
lore.
Gandalf and 10 with a Tango.
The fairy fire is a sign that a storm of rare power is about to erupt. The powers of the air gathering their might, perhaps.
It's going to be it just means that it's going to be quite a storm. And everyone needs to take shelter.
Who are you telling this to?
Who are we with?
There are other horse masters along the sides, and
So I tell them.
You
I
tell
them
them?
there's no time to wait. Get this is the power from the air. This is the sign that this storm will be particularly strong and violent and vibrant. People could be harmed.
they start blowing their horns to alert everybody of what's coming up, and they start getting ready for it. And quite suddenly the storm erupts in full fury. The dim dusk becomes dark as night, so dark that sometimes only the sparks of fairy fire can be seen on beasts' horns and ears. A thunder of rain lashes down, sheet after sheet. Lightning strikes nearby in a blinding flash and a deafening crash. Herders, riders, horses, and cows cry out in alarm. There's a quaking rumble from the ground as the cattle lurch to and fro and then begin to run in a stampede of blind panic. What do you do?
Elbrimborn, can you distract them with real fairy lights?
Yeah.
On them?
Yeah, I'll try to do. If you let me spend a point of hope, I will. Yeah, put out my fairy lights
Very good.
and try to basically lure them back into a safe area, or to the fencing to hold the cattle, or to like an area under the trees or whatever,
Wherever is the safe place that they were supposed to go.
using elf
Yes.
lights.
You are in an extended challenge. You need 9 successes. You got 1 for warning them early about it. The elf lights will count as a second success. calming some of them, but that there are so many much cattle and horses in here that that's not enough to take care of near all of them. You have a chance to get out of this if you do not want to be part of this stampede. You need to make an athletics roll, or else you need to tell me what you are doing.
I would use my new horse riding skills to help gather up some of the cattle and drive them back towards the lights of Elebrimborn.
All right, make a athletics roll.
All
This
right.
is TN 18.
18. Excellent. 12, 6 is 18, 19, and a Tengu.
That'll get you 2 successes there. All right, who's next?
Well, Elebrimborn's probably got something spectacular. Plus, he's got animal kind of calming skills. So I'll let him bring up the big. But I will grab a dry leaf or anything dry I can find, and put some of the Athelis that I carry with me, some of the dried stuff from the last time we were someplace and gathered some, and I'll crush it, and I will alight it, I'll set it on fire so that it, and I will blow the smoke, I will fan the smoke out towards the stampeding herds, because the smell can calm animal and man.
Sure. Make a heal roll.
Boxes, that's good. That's fine. 2. Come on, baby. And 2. So 14 with the Tengu.
14 does not get you a success. You are in trouble now with the stampede. You need to roll the 12-sided die for me.
9.
9. A crack of lightning and thunder sends your horse bucking and running in panic. To calm the bounce, you must make an athletics or song roll, TN 16.
It will definitely be an athletics. Ooh, nice. I need better than that. I need better than that! Come on! 18 with the Tengu.
You are still on your horse. You didn't fall off your horse into the stampede.
I so close to did. I rolled a 10 on the 12 side. I'm like, oh, this is going to be easy. And then I rolled 1. And then I rolled another 1. And I'm like, holy crap, come on.
Elebrimborn, what do you do?
I'm going to try to use my virtue, the speakers, to talk to the cattle and calm them down with I don't know, quiet music and
I'll let you use some
songs that herdsmen would use to calm down their cattle so that they sit down on the ground at night so that the dwarven cow tippers couldn't come out and push them over.
Like Randy on Airplane. There is only one river, there is only one sea, and it flows.
All right. Well, I didn't get a Iasauron. I got 27 with a Tengu.
27 with the Tengu. 2 successes.
Nice.
As more calm down. You still have 3 successes you need to get.
Okay.
Who goes next?
So I will use my fire making skills to start some fires to help ward off the cold and the rain in such a way as that, it's more
You're in the middle of a
calming.
stampede.
Oh, middle of the stampede. Well, never mind. I'm going to. I am going to look to the lead horse or the lead cattle and look to try and get in front of them and basically steer them around so that they circle back towards a safe area.
All right, make an athletics roll.
Right.
Funny because you use the word steer.
Yep. All right. Yeah, that's good. 12 and 9, 21 with a Tengu.
All right, one success still needed as you get the lead steer under control. Who goes next?
I'll try the thing again with the Athelas, and I'll try it near the lead horse because that might help.
Sure.
Okay. So. Okay. Can I spend a point of anything?
Yeah, we got like 8 minutes left in the game, so we got a whole bunch of
momentum
hope left.
Oh, hope point. Yeah, I'll spend a point of team hope, so that gives me an extra dice.
That gives you an extra die.
Okay. Because I'm rolling all fours here for some reason. Okay, there's a 5 at last. Alright, so that's 12 plus 7. What's 12 plus 7? 19!
That is a success that you need. You get to calm the horse down and get everything under control.
And the smell of the Athelas would probably calm all the people a little bit too. It's just kind of like, okay, now we're relaxed, we're refreshed.
So after a couple of hard hours, the storm softens to a quiet rainfall, and Senric's exhausted herders remain with the animals. But his riders approach you, and they are very plainly grateful for that you helped them during the storm. The riders take you to Senric. A few servants are restoring his pavilion, which was demolished by the storm. So Senric greets you, sitting on a saddle on the ground near a hissing fire. Senric of Eastfold is about the same age as Thengel King. His hair and beard graying, but thinner. I got a picture of him. Let me put it up. Here's Senric uploading.
Okay.
Alright. And is charismatic of...
What?
I'm sorry. Senric greets you. He's about the same age. His hair is beard graying but thinner. His eyes are harder to a perceptive hero. Make a insight roll.
Not awareness.
We have met him before. I remember the
Yes.
image too. I got a 15 insight.
Okay.
It's got a 14.
That's good.
Keep checking to see if I get a Gandalf or a Iasoran, but nothing tonight.
I got a 15 with a Tengu.
You all realize that his eyes are more cunning than Thengel, but less wise. It says this is Esmond, and this is Galamon, my stepson. There's Galamon. Cedric's riders introduce you all, and they call out some and say, "Yeah, And this dwarf was riding ahead of the cattle. I've never, like a true rider of Rohan. And this lady was making fire with some smoke, then it was calming the animals down.
They might not.
And this elf was singing some song in a language that I've never heard before, but it was making the animals calm down greatly. And Cedric, after hearing the stories, just clasps each of your hands and gives his thanks. He gives each of you a reward. Let me take a look. 2 to 3 rewards. Number 2 you get. You get a fine-bred steed from his horses.
Wow.
Or even a war horse, if you like.
Ooh, war horse.
Wow, a war horse would be great.
I would take a war horse. And we state that your horses were what we were riding, as they were provided to us when we were in search of bandits. You may have been told by Rogar, who provided them to us as we were in pursuit of got his name again. The Hurrah?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Hurral or Hurralf? Hurralf. Yeah, Hurralf. Who Lorith here defeated in one-on-one battle and brought him to justice.
We also used your horses to track down the snow troll horse eater and kill the snow troll, and learned that the Dunlings actually had been falsely accused of eating horses, and it was also the Dunlings themselves that helped us defeat this monster or an eater of horses, such a horrible creature.
I'd love to see Ergar's face when you said, if you said that in front of him. That man lives for nothing but killing Dunlendings.
Well, I hope he will live for something else soon.
Esmond says, "Wow, Cedric, you are so generous to give them a war horse for their effort. You just keep giving." And Galamond says, "Every gift a chieftain gives raises him in the eyes of the men that he would command. And Cedric, you will command many men." And on that note, we will stop the game before we get into negotiations with Cedric.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm a little weary for setting up a marriage right now.
All this marriage, and it's not yours. I'm kind of perplexed by that.
Laura,
I should have asked Cedric for his first one of his sons to marry Laura. I think that would have been a good reward.
But you can work on that for next time.
guardians don't marry until they're old and past being guardians.
That would be Galamond, his stepson.
There are exceptions to every rule.
My father didn't get married till he was 140.
Well, time flies these days.
Yeah.
I mean,
Excellent.
the shadow is coming. You have to take advantage of what you can now.
No. Nothing ties you, nothing keeps you out of the saddle as much as, being pregnant.
And on that note, thank you for tuning in to Threats from Mirkwood, the company of the Whiskey Drinking Bear. Follow up, leave a comment, leave a like on our YouTube channel, and thank you for tuning in. This is Lore Master Garrett saying goodnight, and Mary.
This is politically incorrect Lorith saying good night.
And Mike.
This is Mike Elabrimborn saying, have the fairest of evening amongst your fave friends.
And George?
And this is George playing Thor, and well wishes to everyone. Be safe and make sure you wash your hands.
And wear a mask.
And wear masks. Masks are good.
Thank you for watching.
Social distance.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said